03717 223344. We'll do some other I presume we'll do some other stuff between now and when we do the Bonnie Tyler Eclipse phone-in. But let's begin with the sports headlines from Max Scott.
talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN. Connect and protect your online traffic with our most advanced VPN.
Thanks, Max. Good afternoon. With Chelsea announcing Pep Chavaria from Rayo Vallecano as their new left-back, does this rule out a move from the red side of London to the blue for Miles Lewis-Skelly, who broke the news that Arsenal had offered him to Premier League rivals? But Ben Foster says the 19-year-old should be viewed as an integral part of the squad by Arsenal.
Take away the money side of it. It's their worth of what they mean behind the scenes to have one of them homegrown players, somebody that all those Arsenal fans will look to and he's one of ours. And you haven't got many players in teams that are like that anymore, that have come all the way through the academy.
Carlton Cole, former Chelsea man, agrees Skelly must be kept by the Premier League champions. He's also revealed to us how man at the moment Jose Mourinho prevented him from winning a Premier League medal back in 2006.
So we'd won the league with, I think it was 2-3 games to spare. He didn't play me any of them, but he did play Robert Huth. Robert Huth got his medal, probably because of my antics off the field. I was going out too much, I wasn't focusing. He didn't deserve it, basically. He didn't deserve to be a league winner.
In other transfer news, we understand Barcelona have made a €60 million offer for Rodri, while Ferran Torres is on the verge of a move from Barca to PSG. And Brennan Johnson has told Gabby and Jamie O'Hara that he's won more than both of them after they mockingly laughed at Johnson's swap deal with Dwight McNeil.
What did I do wrong? It was Jamie that said crap for crap.
Well, you could have stuck up for him, couldn't you?
I want to apologise to Brendan Johnson. I could have not laughed. When someone makes you laugh, Al, it's natural to start laughing, but I thought Jamie O'Hara was out of order.
Legendary England bowler Stuart Broad also commented in defence of Johnson. There's more on the website at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The serial sex attacker has been told he will spend the rest of his life in jail for the murder of 2 women, and the Prime Minister says he's considering banning disposable barbecues to prevent wildfires. Sinead's got more in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Heatwave outside, oven inside. Stay cool this summer with a free aircon check. Book online or visit your local QuickFit today.
Cloudy with outbreaks of rain in the northwest, elsewhere largely dry and sunny. Warm in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Very warm to hot across much of England and Wales.
Ultimately, aren't all barbecues disposable?
Everything is eventually, Max.
It is, isn't it?
If we continue the way we're continuing.
Well, no, but it is anyway, really.
Okay.
How old's your barbecue? 1889.
Stop the barbecues.
Is that what you're saying? Good. That's Charlie Baker. Talk TV, night times. Good afternoon. You're listening to Rushden and Baker on TalkSPORT. Hawksby and Jacobs, but with a more serious slant for a Wednesday. What's coming up between now and 4, Charlie?
We are asking... I'm not reading it, Max.
Why not?
Don't drop me in it.
We're asking who's the biggest football club.
03717 223344. Get your calls in
Don't
now.
get them in.
It says
it's the Super Cup tonight. We'll find out if PSG are still good with Eric Bilderman. We'll do some transfers with Will Pugh, and Crystal Palace midfielder Rusha Littlejohn will tell us about the podcast she hosts with Shabana Hearn. Couldn't book Shaban.
Couldn't book her. Tried to book her on the way through. There is some heavy news about today. So we'll speak to a man who hit a hole-in-one from 400 yards, a man trying to sell a Maradona Panini sticker for 150,000 quid, dollars or pounds? Pounds. And Rupert Bell is launching his one-man Edinburgh show. What's it called? Bell.
It's just called A Big Bell.
The name rings... I heard that rumour. The name rings a bell.
As Harry Simi will do some Arsenal. We'll get
1089. Your suggestions for Rupert Bell's one-man show.
We'll get an update on Gianni. And Dan Bardell's been on every show today from Salzburg, so why should we be any different? All between now and 4. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charlie.
Good afternoon, Charlie. Good afternoon,
Charlie. Good start, eh?
Good afternoon, very good start.
The ego on the man. He says good morning.
Good afternoon to
when he wakes up in the morning, he says, "Good morning, Charlie. Today's going to be it's a sort of Instagram reel, isn't it? Yeah. It's a sort of reel. They say if you want to feel good about yourself, get up and you look in the mirror and you say, "Good morning, Max. You are going to break the world record for everything today. Let today be the day where you say you are the best person you can be. Live for the moment. Live for today."
It's better than being horrible to yourself, because the brain believes what it hears, Max. So actually, I'm actually taking you seriously.
Okay, right.
Ideas that didn't make it to the show. What's the
Eclipse today? It's the eclipse today, right? And obviously you can't look directly at the sun.
Don't look directly at the sun.
Who
have you not looked directly at?
So
that's funny.
You wanted to do, because obviously you need a pinhole camera.
Yeah.
So it was what's the
smallest hole you've looked?
Smallest. When did you last peep at something?
Yeah, that was good. When did you last peep?
It's not good. It's not.
Why is that? That's allowed. You can peep at things. Have a little peep.
What did you?
Not like a peeping Tom. Not that.
But it's
I think that is actually genuinely illegal.
What are we going to get if you say, "What did you last peep at?" What did you last peep at? When me and Jamie were courting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Bit of blue for the dads.
And we're messaging. She's in Australia. I'm in the UK. Messaging back and forth about all sorts of things, what do you like, what don't you like? So I said to her,
none of that, we're talking about anymore.
TV show. It's just like, can you get some wet wipes?
Yeah. All right. It is lonely.
Still going well.
Okay.
Good. So we're talking about TV shows we like, and I said, do you like Peep Show? And it went silent for quite a long time because she didn't know of the TV show Peep Shows. I thought I'd taken it to another really odd level when she says, I quite like watching Miranda, and I've taken it there to the natural. Do you like Peep Shows? And she didn't answer.
I'm in Miranda, Max. You know that?
You in Miranda?
Jamie likes Miranda. I've been in Miranda. I'm Miranda. There's got 2 lines in Miranda. First episode, if people want to go back and watch it.
James says my barbecue is 9 years old.
Oh, that's good. Who's got the oldest barbecue?
The oldest barbecue.
Yes, please.
Because you can be part of Burnham's Britain. Because he wants to get rid of disposable barbecue.
Who's got the oldest barbecue? It's sensational.
So can you beat 9? And also, we'd love to know number of appearances. Because it's a sort of twice a year job.
Your barbecue's Wikipedia playing record.
Number of appearances is 9 years old. He's had 9 years at the club.
Yeah.
He's played 22 times and he's cooked 286 sausages.
Takes a while to get warmed up.
Nowadays.
Please describe your barbecue as a footballer.
As a Wikipedia footballer. So, years of service. Is it a one-club barbecue? Or did you get it second? Who's buying a second-hand
I'd say
barbecue?
My Facebook's all out going on about today.
It's
loads of people going, has anyone got any glasses for the eclipse?
Yeah.
Anyone got any eclipse glasses for sale? Who's got this today, right? They've had since 1999. They've known the exact day and hour it's going to happen again.
Yes.
Since 1999.
I understand the point you're trying to make. I would say sometimes when you're, when all you want to do is follow eclipses, life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Anyway, we've got an expert coming on. He hosts the Sky at Night. He is I think he's the head of astronomy.
Yeah.
He said astrology.
No, that's
not Russell Grant.
Yeah.
Head of astronomy at Oxford University. He's also a massive Torquay United fan. Chris Lintot's coming on later.
Yes.
It's good, isn't it? He's in Spain.
He's in Valladolid. Best place for the eclipse. We'll tell you we're eclipse footballers, of course, won't we?
Of course. Yeah.
Rupert's last show at Edinburgh, The End of the Bell. Love the show, says Dave in Portishead. Fred says the 2 most indisposable presenters in broadcasting history discussing disposable barbecues is what it's all about.
Thanks, Freddie.
No one ever went blind from looking at the moon, lads, says Sean. For whom the bell tolls, says Daniel. Okay, the show for Rupert Bell. Rupert stations himself on the toll bridge near Oxford and decides who he lets through without charging them. I expect he'll let the pretty fillies through.
He would. Go on, off you go. You don't even have to pay, my darling. No. Where are you off to then? Do a little bit of shopping? How lovely. Enjoy yourself.
My barbecue was my grandfather's, which he bought when my mum was born. My mum is 65.
Ooh, good.
Kerry, the Arsenal fan. Can we have some appearances?
The barbecue's going to be moved upstairs.
Do you think so?
Director of barbecue.
Director of barbecuing. Exactly. Because
Getting a bit old. You can be an old man and do it now, but you know.
Rob says my barbecue could be described as a young summer signing from a big Swedish club yet to be tested. Hasn't left the box yet. That is sometimes you can sign a player or a barbecue, and then actually they don't fit the squad, and then they end up getting farmed out on loan,
sent back without being open, a box-to-box barbecue, just straight back in.
My dad's barbecue is at least 25 years old. The lid is hinged by perfectly sized twigs. Still works perfectly. The barbecue, not my dad, says Simon in Lincoln.
A dad fix is always good, isn't it?
Lovely stuff.
Twigs.
John in Dallas, Charlie said he hosts the Sky at night. You have God on the show. There we time. Scott, how many times washed after use? Yeah, we'd never be washing them after use. But so that's enough. So we do need some. What's the plan? Do we want to tell them about the Bonnie Tyler plan, or they come in?
Well, you got to be able to sing "Turn Around."
Yeah,
"Turn Around" appears a lot in the song "Total Eclipse of the Heart."
It does, yeah. And so if we could get 7 listeners to each hit the turnaround at the at the right time,
we'll sing the other bit.
It's going to be a broadcasting triumph, of course, but. As we say quite often with bits on this show, you have to try these things.
If it doesn't go well,
it
isn't our fault.
It's not our fault. It's your fault. But you have to join in. Gianni van Bratwurst, says Andy.
We're not doing barbecue.
We're doing Eclipse footballers.
Eclipse football,
please.
Yeah, there we are. Very good.
My barbecue's akin to David Ginola. Pretty to look at, delivers delicious results, and is a smoker, says Patsy, the Spurs fan.
Patsy.
Just like appearances, years service, appearances, number of sausages cooked. New barbecue signed from Argos, says Kev, for $149.99. You should have got it on loan with an option to buy.
Yeah.
Debut tonight, doing sausages, steaks, and babkas, says Kev in Edinburgh. Wow. Good luck. It's tough to perform at that level.
I feel like the 149. You're between two, price levels there, Max.
I understand what you mean, but in many ways, we've got to stop thinking about transfer fees for barbecues now because it has got silly.
I just feel like $149.99. It's not a great one. It's not a cheap one.
Yeah,
it's gonna do. What does it do? What does it do?
Tommy says, I had my barbecue for 22 years. I've always treated it like my most prized possession, constantly cleaning, polishing it, and maintaining it to my best. I went away for the weekend in May. My girlfriend's dad came round and used my barbecue. No cleaning or covering. It was left in the garden on a heavy raining day. My barbecue is now full of rust. I have never forgiven him. We have not spoken. Since. Wow.
Barbecue beef. Beef. Hunming Tongs.
Hunming Tongs. And Heung-min Son. It's an Eclipse / barbecue footballer. I mean, that is really impressive.
Very good.
If you can do that. Anyway, that's a lot of you to be getting in touch with lots of things, isn't it? But yeah, if you'd like to take part in the turnarounds, Bonnie Tyler Eclipse, if we just have one, it'll just be you and us doing it. If we have 7, that's great. We don't need 8. 03717. Look, if you're watching on YouTube, it says it on the screen now. Over to this side. 03717 223344. But this will work for listeners as well as viewers. It's catch-all. All you have to do is to be able to go, turn around.
We're very multimedia on this show. We understand how it works.
There is nothing we don't understand about broadcasting, although I imagine at some point we'll say, when are you going to start talking about sport? That happens a lot.
Talk about sport.
Okay,
Off to 5 Live I go.
Eric Bilderman, French football expert, will join us and we'll look ahead to the Super Cup tonight against Aston Villa.
talkSPORT reporter Max Scott has sent the callers crazy. He has done his top 10 clubs in Britain. Have a listen if you missed it. The highlights of it are there is no Chelsea and Tottenham in the top 10. Celtic are above Arsenal. Forest are 5th above Villa in 6th. No Rangers. So let's head to the phone lines now and get your thoughts on 03717 22 3344. Clive is a Chelsea fan, and before we say it in Clive, Chelsea is a big club for me, a big, big club. Morning, Clive.
Morning, Clive.
Morning. This guy's an idiot. I mean, he's going back saying about Brian Clough and Forest. Yeah, that's what they won then. But if you go back, he's saying, I mean, I'm a Chelsea supporter and they're a big club. But saying Man City weren't big before now is ridiculous. You remember Man City in the 60s, Franny Lee, Mike Summerby, they were a big
Colin
club.
Bell.
Always a big club.
Colin Bell, yeah.
What a player. What a player. You know what I'm saying? He's picking a little bit of history. You can't say Forest are in the top 10 clubs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, when I think of Clive, when I think of big clubs, I think of support, travelling support.
Yeah.
You know,
precisely.
being up there with great players and challenging Europe. Maybe not necessarily winning it, but you know, they're big clubs to me.
That's right. Yeah, big clubs. Man City's always been a big club. Chelsea's always been a big club.
Left-hand side of the penalty area. Low ball in. There's number 3. Morgan Rogers tapping in from Buendia's cross. And if there was ever any doubt, it has now been erased. And the name on the trophy is Aston Villa.
It's a test. Where's every team at? Where are PSG at? Yeah. Might have all their players available. What's their fitness like?
It's a nervy-looking run-up from Gabriel. Left-footed. He's missed it. He's missed the target as Paris Saint-Germain celebrate back-to-back Champions League titles. And this is where trusting the process gets you to European Cup finals.
Oh yeah, Super Cup tonight, 8 o'clock, live from Salzburg, Paris Saint-Germain versus Aston Villa. Adrian, your host, Joe Shannon, and Annie Townsend, your commentary team. Let's talk to the French football expert, Eric Bilderman. Good afternoon, Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah,
Very good, thank you.
Did the PSG care about tonight?
Yes, you know, this team is built to win trophies and to win European trophies. Since the Qatari have bought Paris Saint-Germain, they all invest about European market, I would say, European scale. Winning the French Premier League doesn't mean too much for Paris Saint-Germain. So even if this is not the final of the Champions League, but this is the first final of the new season, and this is the one where you must be on the field pretending that you are still the best club in the world. So it means that you need to beat Aston Villa.
Yeah, if you are pretending, then sometimes it comes true, doesn't it? That's true, Eric. Will we see some big stars tonight, Eric?
Yeah, you will see most of the big star. You will see Marquinhos central defense. You will see Nuno Mendes right back, Hakimi left back. You will see Vitinha, the Portuguese midfield, and up front you will see Dembele, Gvara, the Georgian left winger, and you might see also Akliouche, the new French international from Monaco, who just signed a deal with Paris Saint-Germain a couple of days ago. And on the bench, you will have the rest of the squad available. Barcola is among them, but for football and also healthy reason, officially he's a bit sick. We do expect him to be for quite a while on the bench. You don't want to make any injury problem for a player before maybe going to Liverpool for 100 and more million pounds. So it's a kind of a jewel you have to be careful with.
Do you think that'll happen?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are quite positive about it. Why so? Because Barcola didn't sign an extension of contract, which means that he's in a year and a half for free agent. So it means that this is the perfect window to sell him. If he doesn't make a new deal, and if Paris Saint-Germain was not pushing so hard to try to convince him to make a new deal, that means that maybe two parties thinks there is an option for him to make his development of career somewhere else. He's not always a first 11 in a club where there is no always a first 11, but he didn't maybe convince enough compared to Doué or Gvara, the Georgian guy, to be a regular first choice. So to me, most of the green fire are set up. Then there is the financial question, which is so far still orange fire.
How are the levels of post-World Cup disappointment playing out? Still pretty disappointed in England, Eric.
Yeah.
Will they be using European competition as a way to try and put that to rest?
I don't think so, because we have lost without any question against a better team, far better team than us with Spain. You have lost against not a better team and not, I would say, a very fair refereeing against Argentina.
Thanks
so
a
you
lot.
can be mourning
A bit more. But also, I mean, I guess, Eric, like the rest of France don't like PSG. So it's not like PSG doing well means anything for the rest of French football, does it?
Yeah, but Paris Saint-Germain with Guardiola, Luis Enrique, have changed the image.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. This club, when Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi left the club in the last 3 years, the image have completely swapped. Why so? Because this is a club where there is no pop star, where there is no egos. They play like a football team. They play decent football. They play offensive football. Everybody's working hard, and most of the players are really, I would say, well-educated person. They are really the team you like to like. So if you are a regular lover of football but neutral, if you are not a Marseille hardcore, of course you hate Paris Saint-Germain, whatever they will do. But the normal fan of football, which were skeptical and critical about the big money spenders of Paris Saint-Germain, now they thank Luis Enrique to have brought, for the first time ever at Paris Saint-Germain, a new era where the manager is the boss of the club. This is not the chairman. This is not the money. This is the manager who owns the club. And this is what football is about.
Yeah, it's weird to find yourself liking Paris Saint-Germain. I must admit, it's an odd sensation. And look, what Enrique has been brilliant at in the last 2 years is timing their run so well that they, in the Champions League specifically, haven't been that great for the first, before Christmas, but just peak at the right time. And that is what a skill that is to have.
Yeah, I think this is Luis Enrique's job. He knows that is like in the World Cup. If you look at England first game, they were not really playing well. And when you went on the knockout phase, the physical and the mental preparation made England much better team. Spain was exactly the same. I think with Luis Enrique, we know that before Christmas, French Premier League is just training session, and then you just need to survive with a good position in the Champions League process. But the team is to be ready for February. And this season with the World Cup, of course, most of the players, because we have international from every country in the first 11 or the first 16, all these guys, they need a rest, they need to recover mentally, they need to recover physically. So we won't see the true Paris Saint-Germain before the New Year Eve next season. But some of these players, they have decided to come to train before when they were told to do so with Paris Saint-Germain, like Dembélé. So it means they are so much professional that they did have a very short period of holidays to go to work, and they want to be ready for Aston Villa game. That means a lot, and that means also a lot because on Sunday, Paris Saint-Germain will play Lens in the French Super Cup in Lens, and that's also quite a meaningful game for Paris Saint-Germain. So this is a meaningful week for Paris Saint-Germain.
Merci, Eric. Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
Eric Bilderman there, French football expert. 8 o'clock tonight, live commentary of the Super Cup between PSG and Aston Villa. We'll do plenty of Villa in the show. Eclipse footballers, Aaron in Belfast. This is good. Squint Dempsey.
Oh,
that's really
good.
Strong, isn't it?
Very good. Even if you squint at the sun, though, that can still hurt your eyes, so don't do that. You know?
My barbecue is a free transfer from the mother-in-law. It only had one appearance at her 80th birthday. Made a few appearances since, although her one leg has come loose, so no good in different positions now.
Okay, just needs to stand
says John. Paul says, my barbecue's like Ronaldo, was once a fine performer after a 20-year stellar career. It's now knackered, blatantly taking the place of a younger, better player. Do you want some more of these? We have. A
non-league barbecue, one of those ones brick built out of breeze blocks.
Bricklayer. It's actually got a proper job as well.
Yeah.
It's also a wall, isn't it?
It's also a wall.
It's also a wall, you know.
It's not like that. It's very patronising, actually, in the non-league barbecue game.
Just barbecues itself, barbecues in its spare time. It's a fairy tale story. When it gets a big sausage, it's an absolute fairy tale. On FA Cup third round day. Lads, I just said my barbecue was 9 years old. My wife has gone nuts and said it's 7. Please accept my apologies.
He's furious.
James, Dave says, can I sing Turnaround in the voice of Scooby-Doo? Of course you can.
Call in, though, 03717223344.
Yeah, we need to... When are we planning to do that? Let's just check.
3 o'clock, I think, Max.
The 3 o'clock?
The 3 o'clock.
Bonnie Tyler.
Phoning. Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Derek's been in touch with some feedback, Charlie.
Oh, okay, Derek. Good morning, Derek.
Morning,
Good
Derek.
afternoon,
Derek. Another show with Woke and Woker.
Oh, yeah,
there must be better presenters on talkSPORT. I'll tune out and come back at 4 when there's actually a sports show on.
Oh, there are better presenters.
There are better, yeah. But this is what you've got right now, Derek. There's nothing we can do about it.
He's not listening. He's not listening. He's tuned out.
Derek, come on. Where have you gone, Derek? This show is for you, Derek, the Liverpool fan.
Derek, call in 03717223344.
Tell us everything that's wrong with us. What's the problem?
What's wrong with us?
What's wrong with us? That's just for Derek.
Oh, Derek only.
Does Derek speak for the nation? You come and do it, Derek. The offer's open next Wednesday. Actually, a Saturday when we're off. You can do a Saturday in the international break when they give us 3 hours. Derek, the warm-up with Derek, the Liverpool fan. 03717223344 if you'd like to take part on the Bonnie Tyler phone-in. I think Derek would really like that bit.
He'll be looking forward to that bit. If he's not enjoyed this bit, a massive chat about PSG, quite in-depth, really enjoyed it myself. Thought Eric was excellent. You know, we had a really nice, entertaining chat.
You can't please everyone.
If he did not enjoy that, then he's going to love the Bonnie Tyler sing-along at 3 o'clock.
But this whole show is dedicated to Derek, the Liverpool fan. It's Max Rushden and Charlie Baker, hoping that we can turn things around for Derek by 4. We've got a 2.5-hour mission to get Derek back on side. We can do it. If you believe in us, maybe Derek will believe in us. Rusha Littlejohn, Crystal Palace women's midfielder, will join. She's got a podcast out with Shabana Hearn, and we'll chat to her about the start of the WSL, amongst other things, in just a second.
Who's winning the title?
Don't know. I don't know. I want to know what you think of this because I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I think it's one of the most hardest calls to make we've had in recent years.
The thing is about Manchester City, I wonder without Pep how different it'll be.
Yep, and if they lose Rodri.
Exactly. You wonder what it's going to be like, but then you never write them off. Arsenal, I think, look like the most complete team.
Gabriel injured though for 5 months.
For 5 months.
And Trossard going out. I don't like the Trossard sale. I really don't. I think he's such a big, influential player for them. I can't believe they've sold him.
I know, but then Guimaraes came on in.
Big signing. Like him a lot.
But then I also look at Manchester United and I wonder, but Chelsea, I think, Jason's right. I don't think we should be sleeping on it at all.
No. We could have a 5 or 6 horse race this season. Yeah. That would be incredible. It really would. I don't want to see somebody run away with it.
Go on then, though. But Jason looked down the camera and delivered that it will be Chelsea.
I know.
So who is it, Ben? Put your neck on the line.
I'm going to say Man United. I do. I think Man United. I think the last season's form has set into motion a style of play and an expectation of what them players have to deliver week in, week out for Manchester United.
But they've got Champions League. They're back in Champions League.
They're back in Champions League.
I think they've got enough.
I think if they can add another one or two, Man United are definitely within a shout. But they need to add 1 or 2 big uns. But the problem nowadays is if you're going to add 1 or 2 big uns, then it's 200 million quid. Mm-hmm. Liverpool need a couple big uns.
However, I mean, we do know that Manchester United look like they have something left to spend.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Steve says Solar Amiobi.
Superb.
Really good. Paul, Kevin Phillips.
Oh, that's nice,
Kevin
yeah.
Sharder. Yes.
Shader, yeah.
Jimmy Glasses.
Jimmy Glasses.
Nick Telescope. I like that. You two clowns are absolute rubbish. About time you're off air, says Villa fan. This is...
No name on it, I noticed. Wimp.
Yeah, exactly. At least Derek.
He's put your name on it.
Yeah.
At least Derek put his name on it.
Shawnee says Derek is no friend of ours. Je suis not Derek.
Oh, well.
Ben says Derek doesn't speak for me. So, it takes all sorts, doesn't it? Anyway, Rusha Littlejohn, who I hadn't announced had left Crystal Palace. Rusha joins us now. She's a podcast out with Shabana Hearn and joins us now. Hey, Rusha, how are you?
Hello, Rusha.
Hi, guys. All good here. I actually didn't mind you saying I played for Palace because right now it's tough being quite unemployed. I'm just training myself, so it sounds better than being on attack.
Come and get me, please.
That's
Rusha.
it. That's
Have you been had any sniffs? Been tapped up at all?
A couple, but I need to be playing at a higher level if I want to be playing international football. So I'll sit tight. We've got another 4 or 5 weeks, I think, till the season kicks off. So
So how is, when you are training by yourself, and I speak as someone with no experience of elite sport, Rusha, but if I go to the gym on my own, I will just get a glass of water and walk around and just look at the machines. If I have someone telling me what to do, I might lift up a heavy thing and put it on the floor or something like that. How you obviously have slightly more motivation than me, I presume, but how hard is it to train yourself?
I honestly don't mind training myself. It's quite nice not having anyone tell you what to do, I guess. But yeah, no, you've just got to dig in and it's more mental, just getting the hard bits of running done. That's never enjoyable. It never gets easier. But it's just part and parcel of the game.
Because you must get up and go, Antiques road trips on at 3. So if I just put it off till then, I don't have to do the hard running.
I am fantastic at delaying. I get up, filled with intentions, have breakfast, let's go to the pitch, then it's 4 o'clock and I'm going, right.
Well, I can't fit it in now. It's too cold now. I can't do it. I can't go out now. It's dangerous.
The midges are out. I'm not going.
So, in terms of finding a club, how much do you just leave that to your people, and how much are you? Because you've played a lot of football. You have so many contacts in the game, but do you just leave that to someone else to do?
Yeah, interestingly enough, guys, it's actually Shaban's husband that is my agent.
Okay.
So I don't know if we should sack him.
Is he any
right
good?
now.
Is he hopeless?
Seems to be getting Shaban enough work,
Yeah,
so
Shaban,
maybe,
Getting work. I'm not. I'm struggling. So yeah, if there's any agents listening to the show, please hook me up.
It's going to be an awkward Christmas.
I'm not going to Christmas dinner this year. That's it. I know.
You can't afford it because he's not got you any work. Exactly. No presents for him or Shaban.
Tell us about the podcast you do with Shaban. Obviously, as your sister, not every listener will know this.
Yes, me and Shaban do a podcast together. We do one for talkSPORT called The Kickback, which is starting back at the end of the month, I believe. We obviously get stuck into a lot of women's oriented sports, mainly football, but we'll touch on the other subjects, hockey, rugby, all that jazz. I like to sort of lower the level a little bit. Obviously on talkSPORT I have to watch what I say so I don't get into too much trouble, but Shaban holds it together. She's the presenter. I just come along and chip in with some rubbish here and there, but yeah, if anyone wants to listen to it, you'll find it on the YouTube talkSPORT.
Can I ask you a serious women's football question, Ruth, which is about this whole Infantino thing and this idea of a UEFA boycott? And a lot of people were sort of saying, well, actually, there's nothing serious now until the World Cup in 4 years' time, and that ignores women's football. And actually, because of the calendar, it would, women's World Cup qualifiers are one of the first things that could.
Under 20s World Cup as well.
Under 20s, yeah, as well. And I just wonder if where you think women's football sits in this. It's not really been talked about as part of the possible boycott. Would you like it to not be part of it or to be part of it? Because both cases are, you're taking it seriously if you align it with the men's game as well. But obviously it could be impacted in a way that the men's game might not be.
Well, look, there's already been a lot of chat going about there the last week, certainly. And there was a few people from the women's side of the game saying that we will not go ahead with the World Cup. And that would obviously be catastrophic. I think every player wants to go to a World Cup. And it looks quite strong that teams will take the stance and not go. So we're hoping it will get sorted very shortly. I know it's sort of the chat's died down a little bit, but I think, a lot of people that are representing the women's side will sit tight, they'll stand strong, and they would boycott it. So hopefully it can be resolved as soon as possible.
It is interesting as a player, and you've played 93 times in the Republic of Ireland. Like, if suddenly the moral question has to, like, it's easy for me to say, I don't like Infantino, right? But it's not like I have to stand down from doing a radio show or a podcast or whatever. You know, like, if suddenly the decision has to be taken, like that, the moral dilemma is much harder when you actually, it affects you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm 36 now. I'm clinging on right now, but my wildcard dream would to be qualified for a World Cup with Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we went to the last one in Australia, but imagine going to Brazil to play in a World Cup. I mean, that's dreams. So if that doesn't happen, obviously we still have to qualify. But if that weren't to happen because of this, it would be an absolute nightmare. But I don't know. I just think maybe I could go on my Wikipedia page and say that I was World Cup winner and no one else would know, so it'd be fine.
A little tip from Tony Cascarino, which is when he'd sign a new contract, he'd take 2 years off his ID somehow. He'd take 2 years off and dye his hair.
Oh, really?
In contract negotiations. So I don't know if that will get, your agent might want to get you onto that. I don't know. Don't say you're 36, what I'm saying. You know, say you're 34. You've got plenty left in the legs while you're looking for a new team. I know you're a big Celtic men's football fan as well. Really good start. 2 wins, hat-trick on Sunday, wasn't it? Casper Who, wasn't it? It was a good hat-trick as well, first half.
It was indeed. Obviously watched him in the first game of the season at Parkhead. And,
missed a few in that one, didn't he?
He missed a few, but he seemed to keep positive, and know how that way when you've got a striker come in, first game of the season, they miss a few chances. You know, it could be a wee bit worrying times, but he dealt the pressure well, and to score a hat-trick, and what a great hat-trick it was. He looks really like an out-and-out centre-forward, and maybe Celtic would be missing that. Obviously, with Dyson Maida's left, he's not a true goal scorer. Yes, he chipped in with a lot of goals. He's not a natural centre-forward. To see Casper Who come in, and I think just his movement, his hold-up play, his link play, it was very good to see. So hopefully he continues that.
How do we pivot, Charlie, from this bit to trying to get Rusha to sing the turnaround bit from Total Eclipse of the Heart?
Later on, our listeners are brilliant, and they are going to be singing the turnaround bit in Total Eclipse of the Heart. Now, Shaban tells us, Rusha, that you have that in your locker. You have the main vocal in your locker of
I'm not sure
Total
about
Eclipse of the Heart.
I'll give it a go, guys. I'll give it a go.
Okay.
Do I get any music or what?
No, I think it's just.
Oh no, I think you do. I mean, I think like we just want you can do the turnaround bit.
Oh no! I thought Rusha was going to sing the every now and then.
Or the whole thing.
Which do you want to do, Rusha? It's up to you.
I'm easy, guys. I'm easy. I'm a performer.
Okay. So performing a cappella, Total Eclipse of the Heart. We do this just to be. We've done this with every guest so far. Eric Bilderman did it. Will Pugh's going to do it in just a second. Matt Hughes, the Guardian investigative journalist, is going to do it. Everyone who's coming on, Rupert Bell will sing it. So you want to sing a cappella, Total Eclipse of the Heart. We will just let you sing, and it's up to the people behind the glass to press the button for the adverts when they feel they've had enough. But we want all of it.
Right, guys.
Okay,
let's
here we
go.
go.
Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Turn around every now and then. I get a little bit jealous. I don't know the words to that, but anyway. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Bright eyes.
Too good.
Every now and then I fall apart.
And I need you more tonight.
And I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me now, I'll be holding on forever. And we'll only be making it right. Together, I don't know the rest.
That's so good. So good.
No one knows the words. I don't think even Bonnie Tyler knew the words.
Wow.
To be honest,
that's pressure on the audience. Thank you, Rusha. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for coming on. Everyone go and listen to Rusha's podcast with Shaban, please. Cheers, Rusha. Good luck getting a club.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Rusha Littlejohn there. Wow, that was good, wasn't it?
It's like, when they make people do that, like first date, to like,
What?
When clubs make players do the initiation sort of thing, isn't it? It was like that.
Wow.
That was very good. Well done, Rusha.
Yeah, so look, you don't have to be as good as that.
Good later on.
No. Later on, we can bring it back. Derek in Liverpool must have loved that bit. They were having a serious conversation about the impact of Gianni Infantino.
They asked her to sing.
They asked her to sing, those idiots. Will Pugh's going to come on in just a second and do some transfer stuff.
know Salah didn't play as much last season, but to not have Mo Salah, your talisman, like who's going to take that now? Isak should, but he's right to call it there, Egan. His injury record is horrendous. If he gets injured again, touch what he doesn't, who's the striker? Gakpo, false 9.
Apparently they're in for Bacola. I like him. I think he's top player.
Do you think he's a £130 million player?
Well, if Elliot Anderson's 10, how much they pay for it?
110.
Morgan Rogers, your mate, is gone to
117.
117 million.
No,
like Bacola. Of course, PSG are going to say, well, he's 130 million. He won the Champions League, played in the World Cup.
But if you're Liverpool, is that exactly what you need off that left-hand side?
Probably not. They need a replacement for Salah.
They need goals.
Yeah, they need goals.
Do you know what I mean? Barcola I agree. I love watching him. I feel like if I was a right back, I wouldn't sleep the night before playing against him. He's rapid. He's 6'2", wherever he is, long stride, quick, but he's not a finisher. The amount of times I've watched him and he's gone through one goal and he'll make the wrong pass and finishes are a bit wild and doesn't finish chances he should do. Liverpool need to bring in a winger who's going to get goals, because you can't rely on Isak. You can't. You should be able to. Wirtz isn't a goal scorer. You spent over 100 million for Wirtz and he's not a goal scorer, mate.
It feels like it's a bit of a mess.
McAllister wasn't good last season. How's he going to come back after the World Cup? Szoboszlai is obviously a fantastic player. Gravenberch needed some help last season in that number 6 as well.
I just can't believe that Liverpool, we're saying, Champions League. Yeah, we'd take Champions League.
I agree. Their fans won't like it.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rush and Charlie Baker on talkSPORT. Son's Will Pugh joins us in the studio. Hey, Will.
Gents, how's it going?
Yeah,
Max,
good.
I'm very hurt. The last time you and I communicated at all, you left me on red when I was trying to go for a pint with you in New York. Devastated still.
Slid into my DMs and I didn't ghost you. I was like, I'm just a bit busy. I'm working every night, so I'll reply to that. And then I never got... Because Twitter's gone, obviously, to...
mad.
Thank you. So I've reverted to Instagram, the millennials' social media platform of choice.
Well, listen, accept my apologies. I'm a big fan. I would have done it.
Of me or Instagram?
Of you. Yeah. Both. But, that's not a sentient being. I prefer seeing humans. So, you.
Exactly.
So I apologise.
Consider
and
yourself
I'd hate
forgiven.
the listeners think I'm that kind of guy.
Sounds like you're that
But I'm not that kind of guy. Stop bothering me.
Actions, not words, Matt.
Where should we start? Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Let's start Miles Lewis-Skelly.
What's the plan for him?
Yeah, back page of the paper this morning, Samuel Luckhurst written an excellent piece. There's some sort of, not conflicting, but kind of different angles floating around this story today. The Manchester United were plotting a bid Ultimately, though, lots of the stories saying that Manchester United and Chelsea, who have both been offered him, have rejected the chance to sign him. Now, it's rejected the chance to sign him at Arsenal's £60 million asking price. If that asking price comes down, then both clubs, we understand, would still be interested in a move. Obviously, Lewis Skelly's coming out and saying he wants to fight for his place at Arsenal. There's some serious competition. He
started the Champions League final in centre mid.
He did, yeah.
I mean, he was brilliant at the end of the season, right?
He hardly started any games for the first 80% of the season. Started the last 5 of the last 6, I think, including the Champions League final.
But 2 seasons ago, he was the guy for about 2 months.
Yep, that's it. And especially these days, you'll always hear it. He can play 2 positions. He plays left back, of course, and in midfield. But at Arsenal this season, Declan Rice, Bruno Guimaraes, Martin Zubimendi up against him in midfield, Hincapié and Calafiori at left back. He's saying he's willing and able to fight for his place, but I think if a deal was on the table, he would be sort of prepared to leave. And I think it's easy. I've heard a lot. I think Alan Brazil earlier on was saying, why would you leave? Why would you leave the champions? It's stupid. But at age 19, development is still a huge part and an important factor that Lewis Skelly's got to consider. And the competition we just mentioned then, it is going to be difficult for him to get game time.
There's this competition at, you go to Chelsea, there's lots of competition in centre mid there.
Levels of, though.
Yeah.
So is it PSR that he can't just go on loan? He can't go on loan, say, somewhere for a season and then come back and fight for his place. It's PSR that he's all profit and they want that off their books.
Less of a loan thing. I think just from Arsenal, and that is one of the main sort of criticisms, isn't it, of PSR? The main drawbacks of it is that it's kind of forced clubs or clubs feel in order to maximise the rules and the finances, they have to sell their academy products.
It feels like Cole Palmer from Man City to Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't quite understand.
Yeah, there's there's loads of examples of that in recent years since PSR came in. For Arsenal, it represents pure PSR-based profit because he's a Highland Academy product. But I think £60 million feels a lot of money. I mean, he's still got quite 3 years left on his contract. He signed a 5-year deal last summer, so they'd have to pay a bit of money to get him out. But if he's not going to get a lot of game time,
is it only Man United and Chelsea? I mean,
there's other clubs interested. I think those were the primary two clubs who were offered him. Yeah,
it's so interesting how quickly it changes. Because when he went into centre mid, and you were like, it's fascinating that they're starting him at the expense of I can't remember. It was a big call, wasn't it? Because who wasn't fit, but then
we're talking last season.
It was Zubimendi, right? It was instead of Zubimendi, right?
Exactly.
So.
Who was out of form at the time?
No, he was out of form, but it's still like a massive. That was like kudos to this guy who's being patient and sort of think I guess if you're a player and you think, what's next? I'll be starting next season. This is the possibility. But obviously you have to strengthen as a club. And
with Guimaraes arriving though, doesn't that change that dynamic?
Completely, yeah, completely. It's sort of how quickly this game moves and how you could never be certain about anything. But
another interesting one in that as well. Lewis Hall wants to join Manchester United. Newcastle's stance at the moment is that he's not for sale at any price. That's kind of always the stance of selling clubs who believe there's going to be a few interested parties at this stage of the window.
They have no players left though, are they?
Well, quite. Obviously they have made some signings, but Newcastle fans hardly excited about them. But I think Hall wants that Manchester United move. Chelsea would be keen on him as well. But that's kind of a choice. Speaking to a couple of Man United fans before I came on today, lots of them saying if they were similar deals, I think Manchester United as a club would prefer Lewis Hall, and so would a lot of the fans, because I think he's a little bit more old school left back. You know what you're getting, Ron Seal kind of type of player.
It has to be a Lewis at left back for Man United. It's Lewis Hall, Lewis Skelly, or Lewis Capaldi.
Rico Lewis,
of course, or Lewis.
All available.
Yeah,
Lewis Capaldi.
So that's a tricky choice. Yeah, I think that would be really. I think that's really interesting as well. Who would you rather as left back out of Lewis Hall and Lewis Skelly? Are they very different, aren't they? And maybe you could send Luke Shaw the other way, couldn't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's sort of overcome his injury problems largely. Played quite a bit of football, but his contract expires next summer. He's 31 now. I think it's that they're looking at the new era of left back Man United.
Eric Bilderman earlier was saying Barcola was, that he thinks that will be done.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, the story today is that Liverpool, and again, this is quite common at this stage of the window, like we mentioned, Liverpool are going to play the waiting game. PSG, the current valuation is £145 million.
Okay.
which is quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the hope, Liverpool and Arsenal are credited with the main interest. The hope, certainly at Anfield, is that if PSG, are able to sign another attacking player in that position, that their transfer fee demands will lower as the window.
Jeff Bezos add to basket, go straight to checkout, wouldn't it?
One-day delivery.
Would there be a knock-on? I mean, like Cody Gakpo or someone going to Tottenham. If Barcola comes in, what's the next domino?
It feels odd, doesn't it? Because Liverpool sort of had all that attack and the big investments in Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak didn't quite come to fruition. I think they're in a position now where they've also kind of got two new signings, particularly with Isak next season. I think if they end up doing a deal at £145 million, they would need to make room elsewhere on the wage bill. But
it's an insane amount of money. He's obviously brilliant, Barcola, but it's just no guarantee. And I always go back to when you look at like the 10 most expensive signings of all time.
Never quite works out, does it?
Almost none of them are successes.
A big season for Rio Ungamoa, isn't it, as well, coming up? I think people aren't sort of putting him in that at the moment. And I think they might have the answer in the building.
Quite. I think there was still a reasonable gulf between the quality of the two players there, to be honest. But I think it's quite an interesting time for lots of clubs now, where they fit the young players now, because of these PSR rules, rather than these young players having recognised or clear pathways to the first team at the club at which they were brought through, clubs are sort of almost being forced into situations where they develop them to a certain stage and then go, well, we have to get rid of them.
If you really like a player, you should actually send them to another academy.
Then buy them.
And then buy them
for £60 million.
Hey, look, it says here, Kyle Walker linked to Everton. Jack Grealish isn't still at Everton, no. He's gone back, to Man City. What's going to happen to Jack Grealish?
I'm not sure about what's going to happen to Jack Grealish. I can tell you, though, Kyle Walker, Everton have
Vibes FC.
Well, I was fortunate enough. Kyle Walker was a Sun Sport columnist over the summer to speak to him sort of either side of the England games for a lot of the time. The latter stage he was on.
Still got legs for the Premier League?
I certainly think so. He was on at Burnley's pre-season camp out in Cincinnati in the later stages of the tournament. Was sort of fortunate enough to meet him a couple of times, and I think the sense generally in the football world, anyways, you can still cut it in the Premier League. Made 35 starts for Burnley last season, albeit they went down. But David Moyes, this will be the second time Everton have tried to sign him. He only went to Burnley after the move to Everton fell through. David Moyes also had quite a strong look at him when he was West Ham manager. I think there's a long-term admiration there. He's only got a year left on his Burnley deal. Not a great deal of money would have to change hands, given that he's 36. But a deal Everton like the look of.
Si says, according to Lewis Hall's dad, who I actually speak to, he's happy at Newcastle, more likely to sign an improved contract. So stop spouting rubbish. And Den says Man United sign Leona Lewis. So yes, another
that's
could be a
nice.
full entire team of Lewises.
There is a sense though with Lewis Hall, he felt that his England chances were hampered by some of the tactical decisions going on at Newcastle last season. Albeit there's a new manager, it does feel like the general PR around Newcastle at the moment isn't necessarily positive.
Sure, but Si speaks to Lewis Hall's dad.
Well, fair enough.
I don't.
I haven't spoken to him.
John Lewis used to play for Grimsby Town.
Yeah, no, that's true.
He's available.
Good idea. Thank you, Will. Nice to see you.
That was great, Will.
I'll reply to your message now. Will Pugh there, Sun Sports transfer expert. It's Max and Charlie. With you until 4. I will talk to the host of The Sky at Night, Chris Lintott, in just a second.
I've been watching Chelsea pre-season. I'm making a statement now. There is no reason why Chelsea cannot win this title. In fact, I'm going to say it. Chelsea win the title.
Oh!
Chelsea win the title. There is something about Chelsea. There is something about what we have got a cheat code. I'm not proud to say this, but we can go and win the title for a number of reasons. One, have you seen our front three? João Pedro, Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's had a rest. He's been absolutely flogged. João Pedro's had a rest. Our midfield, the recruitment at the back, looks like almost certainly we're going to be playing a 3 at the back with someone called Xabi Alonso that knows how to win a title. 1 game a week. We saw how beneficial that can be when Conte took over Chelsea. Went to 3 at the back. Chelsea win the title. History is going to repeat itself. No, I never go out on a limb and talk like this about Chelsea. I said Arsenal win the title for the last 3 seasons, and eventually they did. I'm going Chelsea. You Gooners, you should be fearful of Chelsea. Yes, you're favourites, and I get it. And you've got an unbelievable team, and you've proven why you're the title holders, because you deserve it. But I've got to tell you, there's a cheat code. And that cheat code is Chelsea playing 1 game a week. And we have a manager in Xabi Alonso who knows how to win a title. There are only 2 managers that can win this title, that have won a title in the past, and that's Xabi Alonso and Mikel Arteta. Liverpool, new manager. Andoni Iraola doesn't know how to win a title. Spurs, De Zerbi. What's De Zerbi won? What's he won? Where's the noise?
He's annoyed. There we go. There we go.
There you go. Carrick. What's he won? There you go.
There we go.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rushden and Charlie Baker with you until 4 this afternoon. Eclipse tonight. So Chris Lintott, host of the Sky at Night and a Torquay fan, will join us in just a second. Before that, here's Max Scott with the sports headlines.
talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN. 24/7 digital privacy and protection in one easy-to-use app.
Thanks, Max. Good afternoon. Another signing through the door of Xabi Alonso's new-look Chelsea team. They've announced the signing of Pep Chavaria from Rayo Vallecano for £17 million. And having heard Jason Cundy's passionate prediction that the Blues will win the title next season, Ben Foster's had his say.
Do you know what? I hadn't even considered Chelsea. Genuinely hadn't considered them until I've just listened to what Cundy said, and he might have a bit of a point. He genuinely might have a bit of a point.
In other transfer news, we're told Barcelona have offered €60 million for Man City's Rodri. Ipswich have agreed a fee for Julio Enciso, and Ferran Torres is close to a permanent move to PSG. The European champions take on the Europa League champions Aston Villa in the Super Cup tonight, and French football expert Eric Bilderman told talkSPORT PSG players have returned early from their holidays to prepare for a big week ahead.
They want to be ready for Aston Villa game. That means a lot, and that means also a lot because on Sunday, Paris Saint-Germain will play Lens in the French Super Cup in Lens, and that's also quite a meaningful game for Paris Saint-Germain. So this is a meaningful week for Paris Saint-Germain.
So a tough task ahead for Villa, but John McGinn's not writing them off.
A lot of people thought we had reached our ceiling a couple of seasons ago, and we proved them wrong. We've still got the same hunger and desire to go and achieve more, and as long as we've got the hunger and desire to do that, the Aston Villa fans can expect as much as possible.
A reminder, the Super Cup's live on talkSPORT tonight. Coverage getting underway at 7. And Joe Root has scrapped the controversial curfew for his England Test team. The new captain's asked his players to simply behave like grown adults ahead of his first series back at the helm against Pakistan. Get more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The Prime Minister could ban disposable barbecues in an attempt to prevent wildfires, and people are queuing around the UK to grab a pair of special glasses to see tonight's much talked about solar eclipse. Sinead's got more in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Sort your new tyres this summer at a time that suits you best from the comfort of your home or work 7 days a week with our mobile tyre fitting service. Conditions apply.
Sunny and dry for much of the country as we're into the 5th heat wave of the year. Some cloudy spells in the northwest.
Daniel says, surely Daniel Day-Lewis is the best left-back option for obvious reasons.
Of course.
Huey Lewis shuns a late move to Man United. When support staff, the news not included in the deal. Says...
Let's have a newsreader called Huey Lewis.
Absolutely. Well, my mate...
Here's Huey Lewis with
Aidan
the news.
Lewis's brother. It's called Hugh. And he was very young when we were.
Yeah.
He was much younger, and we were like, "Go on, be a newsreader." I don't know what he went on to do. Actually, should find out. But I don't.
You don't need money, don't need fame, don't need credit cards to ride his train.
Dean says Lewis Hall's dad is a Geordie, and Lewis is a lifelong Toon fan. And the media think if they just keep repeating he wants to move to Man United, it'll happen. Aidan says Derek sounds like a Muppet. You pair at least the 9th and 10th funniest talkSPORT presenters.
Oh, that's nice.
It's an eclipse tonight. So let's talk to Torquay fan and host of the Sky at Night, Chris Lintott, who joins us now. Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris. A very learned man.
Hello, I'm good, thank you. It's always nice to be introduced as a Torquay fan first and an astronomer second, which is pretty much how I think about myself.
Yeah. Get your priorities right. I was just reading your Wikipedia, Chris. It's like, as an astronomer, for someone who goes into astronomy, is being the host of the Sky at Night. That is literally absolute peak. Could you ask for anything more than this?
It was pretty good. Working with Patrick Moore was ridiculous and great fun. He was as ridiculous off camera as you'd expect from on camera. Hated football, loved cricket, but we had a lot of fun, and we get to travel the world occasionally and see amazing things. So I have to say, you're calling me in the middle of my holiday in Spain.
Apologies.
So I'm here to see the total eclipse this evening.
Yeah.
Which will be a life-changing experience, and we get a partial version back in the UK.
Yeah, the last one was back in 1999.
West Country, Torquay, of course, was in totality.
It was
cloudy,
and they postponed a match. They postponed a Torquay v Portsmouth in the League Cup because of it. Chris, you'll see about a minute and a half of it. That's quite long, isn't it? In
that's
Spain?
right. For totality, you just want to be in the total eclipse zone, that's where the moon covers the whole of the sun, and you get to see the sun's outer atmosphere. Things go very eerie, very dark. You get a sort of 360 sunrise. You get to see planets. Mercury's pretty close. It's going to be spectacular if it stays clear. But back in the UK, we've got about 90% eclipse. That's slightly hard to see, although most of the sun will be hidden. Your eyes will adjust to the dark. So what you'll probably notice is it will get cold. You'll actually notice the drop in temperature, which might be a bit of a relief after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, so we need actually a 3-day eclipse would be quite useful.
It would be very useful right now.
Can we do the safety bit? Because obviously loads of people go, I want to see an eclipse, and it's about 7 o'clock tonight in the UK, I think.
That's right. It starts about 6:15.
Yeah.
Peak eclipse about an hour later, and then it stops at sunset date. It is important not to stare at the sun. Now, look, the eclipse sun doesn't have magic powers to hurt you. So if you're not scared of the sun normally, then you shouldn't be scared of the eclipse sun. But you shouldn't stare at it in the same way that you wouldn't stare at the midday.
Sounds like something an astronomer would say to me.
Yeah, you can trust the eclipse sun.
It might have some sort of powers.
So what will we see? My 4-year-old is obsessed with space, right?
Right.
And
so what you want to do is...
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, you want to get out. If you've got eclipse glasses, great, but don't worry if you don't have them. The best way to particularly show kids this thing is to project an image onto the ground. So either get something like a piece of cardboard, like the edge of a cereal box, put a pinprick in it, or use a biro to get a hole, and that'll produce an image of the sun, and you'll see the crescent moon passing across the face of the sun. So that's what to do. The other easy option is, if your kitchen is fancy enough to have a colander in it, grab a colander or a tea strainer, hold that up, and you'll see these crescent images as the eclipse progresses. So that's the easy way to do it. You don't need to faff about with glasses.
So, and ask a stupid question. It's really, if I just have a piece of cardboard and I get a colander, it will do its job for me.
Fine.
I don't need to be in the right place or angle it any way.
No. As long as the only thing is the eclipse is happening as the sun is setting in the UK. So you need to make sure you can see clear to the west. So if there's a hill in that direction or an office block, then you're going to need to find a different place. So at the start of the eclipse, the sun is about 20 degrees above the horizon from the UK. So that's about, if you hold your hand out with your fingers splayed, it's the distance from your thumb to your little finger. So you need that much clearance above the horizon to be able to see it. But as long as you've got that, this is the easiest thing in the world to observe. You just need your colander or your piece of card with a hole in it.
And Erin, who's our assistant producer on the show today, she was under the impression that the sun would be brighter once the eclipse was over. Is that, I said I didn't think that was true,
nonsense,
Chris.
I'm afraid.
Nonsense, Erin.
Nonsense.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
I didn't say it was nonsense to her because I didn't have the facts in front of me, but it didn't sound right, Chris.
No. The sun goes back to normal. The sun, of course, doesn't know that the moon has passed in front of it. So it's very much sort of carrying on doing its thing.
Right.
It's the moon that's causing the action.
The sun's
today.
not going, hang on a second. What's that?
Get out of the way.
Here's a question. I'm sure you've been asked this question all the time. So as I said, my 4-year-old, Ian Rushden for the tape, is obsessed, and I've learned about the Oort cloud and the dwarf planets and the Kuiper belt and all this
You need
stuff.
to have a drink with Chris.
I'd love to, but if there's the ginormousness of space. And sometimes we get obsessed with, is Miles Lewis Skelly going to Chelsea? And when you actually strip it back, this is insane that we're all spinning around the sun and the whole thing is mad. What's the one sort of space fact that blows your mind, if there is one?
I think that there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on the planet. And I just think that gives you somehow maybe it's because I grew up on a beach, but that gives you a sense of scale. Beautiful, I think, and gives you a sense of the vastness of the universe that means something. But also, I think if you're enjoying the eclipse tonight, this is something that happens on this planet and only this planet. We're very lucky that the moon is about the same size as the sun. And so that means we get these special eclipses, these total eclipses and these full partials that you just don't see possibly anywhere else in the cosmos.
Sorry, before someone yells at you, the moon, given the distance of the moon from the Earth and the sun
the
from
same
the Earth.
apparent size, the same apparent size. So that appears to be a coincidence. So we don't know why that's the case. It may just be luck. And if it's luck, I've been telling people that if aliens were to visit this planet, then this is what they'd come for. This is what in the tourist guide to the Earth, it
come and
says
see
catch a
that, you'll
total
see the
eclipse.
eclipse.
And do you spend a lot of time thinking, God, I mean, you can understand why, 1,000 years ago, people were just sort of sent mad by the stars and the moon and stuff with no explanation of what all this stuff was.
Well, particularly in an eclipse, if you didn't know this was going to happen and the sun disappeared and the temperature dropped, I think that there's a wonderful description from a 12th century monk in Gloucestershire who saw one, who said it was magnificent but also horrible. And I think if you don't understand what's happening, that's a good description of, and even today, if I'm lucky enough to see it tonight, and it's looking pretty clear here, I know that I'm a scientist, I know what's happening, I'm here to observe an event, but the back of my head will be going, where's the sun gone?
Yeah,
that's not right. Where's the sun gone? Is it coming back? There is this sort of visceral nature to these things that's hard to get away from. It's a reminder that we're basically monkeys wandering around looking up at the sky.
This text says, point your camera phone at the eclipse and look at your phone screen.
You can do that. It's not great for your camera, so I wouldn't recommend that. I think projecting it, you get a really good picture. If you get your colander or your cardboard out with a hole in it, you can take a picture of that really easily. So I would do that. I wouldn't point anything at the eclipse, and I certainly wouldn't look at it through binoculars or a telescope, or even just stare at it. People have been asking me whether normal sunglasses are any good. They're not. They let through a lot of light. So basically, you're going to project it onto the ground and look at that. That's the safe way to do this.
Torquay-based question, Charlie.
Horrible. I thought you were going to use that. I thought what you said, the way that 12th century monk described the eclipse,
indeed.
Which was what?
Yeah,
which was horrible and...
It was magnificent, but also horrible.
Yeah, also like Playmore, isn't it? There we are.
It's also important not to stare directly at Torquay United. It's best to sort of just project the results
They'll get you in the end and they'll send you mad. Yeah.
Everyone at Playmore with a colander.
Best watch through a colander. Exactly.
Look, good luck. Thanks for interrupting your holiday.
Brilliant, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Up the goals.
All right, up the goals. Talk to you soon.
Chris Lintop there, Torquay fan and host of The Sky at Night. I was told not to use a colander, says Michael. During the eclipses, it could strain your eyes. Yes, good one.
Very nice.
Love the show. Much love, Michael in sunny Newmarket. Off to De Niro's tonight for a party, are you? I imagine that's where everyone had their birthday. De Niro's. Yeah, they went up from Cambridge, up De Niro's.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good. Really, that was totally fascinating.
He's good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's brilliant, isn't he? He's like the real thing. He's like, and the Torquay
genius.
You want him to come and go, oh, they're right, the moon, get on. But he's not going to do that. He's going to give you actual fact. Sometimes I'll go, like, when they release like a new picture of some solar system, and I was thinking,
we're the only solar system. I mean,
maybe, something. And
are we the only one?
I always go, what's the point in us seeing this?
Yeah.
This could be anything.
Yeah.
Someone could have made this up, and then he'll tell me why it's important.
I don't want anyone to have an existential crisis. I'm going to squint, lads.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's woke. Not staring at the moon is woke. More woke nonsense.
Sean Dyche could burn the sun with his eyes, couldn't he? Without getting anyone into an existential crisis. It's all so silly.
It's all silly, isn't it?
Life is silly.
And that's the thing.
How we have evolved is totally mad. How this is a thing.
What is this? What is this?
This is a thing. Me and you existing in a room talking about a man trying to sell a Panini sticker of Diego Maradona for £150,000. Absolutely, it's ridiculous, but that's what we're going to do in a minute.
There we are.
We don't know. Because, do you know what I'm not buying, Gabby? I'm not buying this whole, Victor would have been a problem. I don't know if he would have been Vinny would have taken the number 7 shot, would he?
No,
we don't know.
I don't think that, but like Vinny Jr.'s character, like he's coming to Arsenal, he wants Ballon d'Ors, do you know what I mean? Like,
what's wrong with that?
No, but I'm saying, and also he's coming in on a lot more money than other players. If you're Saka and Rice and Ryan and Gabriel and Saliba, and he's coming in. Well, what you're earning,
massive causes.
Well, if you've won a couple of Champions Leagues, right, and the league is running out your ears, then
as far as the other players are concerned, that doesn't matter.
Why not? Why does that not matter?
They're the players who just won you the Premier League.
But that's the player. But that's the marquee signing. Bruno G cannot be our marquee signing. He can't. We need a statement signing. That's what I would like.
You don't need a statement signing. You don't need any particular signing. You'll win this Premier League without it. And, people will say, strengthen from a position of strength. Well, just ask Liverpool fans what happened when they won the league, and they strengthened with people like Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz.
Do you know what my issue is? Is that I do think we're going to win the league this year, and I think we're stronger. But I think of the fact that when you're in these kind of positions, like a Man City were when they first won the league, when they beat United on goal difference, you have to capitalise. You have to know that your future depends on this 2, 3, 4 year period.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Everyone's got an opinion. Back yours at Betfair. 18plusgambleaware.org.
Time now to get the latest odds with James Mackey from our friends and new official betting partner Betfair. Hey James, thanks for coming in.
No problem at all. Bit of a hot walk over. I was regretting it because it's very, very warm outside, but it's absolutely lovely. Can't complain really.
Too hot here. I need to go back to Australia where the temperature is normal.
A lot of people saying that.
Yeah, I know. Today is the first day of our charity bet for the Bobby Moore Fund. Great cause. We're going to stake 50 quid on a bet builder for Villa PSG in the Super Cup. Remind us how a bet builder works, please.
Yeah, so there's plenty of different selections that could obviously go into a bet builder. The obvious ones are the results, but then you can have players to have shots on target, fouls, cards to score. There's loads of different possibilities, and obviously we have save sub as well that's attached. That if that leg of the bet hasn't won and the player comes on, replaces them, and that carries on that leg of the bet. So
Good stuff. So who's in this bet? I'm in it. You're in it.
I'm in it. Yeah.
Lead us through it, James.
So all three of us have had a bet in the Bet Builder. So essentially, it's a treble.
Yeah.
So Max, you've gone for both teams to score.
I think so. PSG always a bit undercooked at this stage. They let Spurs score 2 last year when they gaslit us into thinking Thomas Frank's Tottenham would be good. So yeah, I think, but they're also good, PSG, if that's insight. So they'll
8 to 11. 8 to 11, both teams to score. And a lovely little start. 11 of the last 14 Super Cup finals have seen both teams to score.
Yeah, I knew that.
So there you go. Charlie, PSG.
I've gone PSG to score first.
Yeah, 8 to 15, short price, but that's the whole point of a Bet Builder. You put short price in to build up.
Make the money, don't you?
Look, you'd like to think with PSG's attack against this Villa defence that they might get goals tonight. So I can see the angle. And I've gone for one just to boost up the odds a little bit for our first one. I've gone for João Gomez, the new signing from Wolves, to be carded any time. 2 to 1. He got 10 yellow cards for Wolves in 35 games last season. He's that type of player, isn't he? He rats around in the midfield. So overall, lads, the charity bet builder comes out around 7 to 1 for our first one. £50 charity stake returning £400 and 28p to the Bobby Moore Fund if being successful. And as I said, on the João Gomez to be carded, safe subs attached to that. So if he goes off and that leg hasn't won, the player that comes on replace that leg.
Thank you, James. Thanks so much
James.
for coming in.
Thank you so much.
All those odds and offers go to betfair.com, 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Betfair. Everyone's got an opinion. Back yours at Betfair. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Pete says, I'll be looking at the eclipse in my welding mask. Did the same in 99. We don't know if that's safe. If you are going to put your kid in a welding mask, B.A. Baracus is doing that, putting his kid in a welding
We're getting
mask.
desperate looking for the solar.
Aidan says the eclipse is woke nonsense. Thank you. True story from Leon Ascot. A man used to walk around Aldershot with a colander on his head. He was known to direct traffic every now and again. Yeah, you're one step away from the colander looking at the cardboard. That's sensible. To putting a colander on your head and then looking at the the trails of aeroplanes and coming up with your own research.
Your own ideas. Your own ideas.
Be careful when putting a colander on your head. Right, let's talk to Greg Lansdowne, author, Panini sticker collector, on this Maradona Panini sticker. Hey, Greg, how are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
So, so what's going on? There's an auction. There's going to be the Hand of God goal. There's going to be this 1979 Panini Maradona sticker. Tell us about the sticker.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it sold in 2021 for $555,000.
Oh,
so not much. And 5 years down the line, that owner has decided it's time to see if he can make his money back at the very least. It's being sold by Heritage Auctions, and there's 10 days to go. And as it says on the caption, it's at $150,000 at the moment.
Okay.
But I would obviously, I've got no insider knowledge, but I would imagine that it will eclipse the $555,000, which would then be the most expensive sticker. There have been football cards that have gone for $1 million, but we're still waiting for the first football sticker.
Amazing!
Wow, it's such a lot of money for a sticker. I mean, I know I know, Greg, you're a collector. I'm preaching to the converted here, but how much money would you have to spend £500,000?
Well, people see it as an investment, I think, don't they? That it's gonna go again. That people want to collect them again. But also, this has got a good PSA number, isn't it? Which is the Gem Mint 10, which is about as good as it gets.
What does that mean?
It's like as perfect as it can possibly be. So if you collect Pokemon cards or baseball cards or basketball cards, the condition is absolutely key. And this obviously is a Gem Mint 10. I'd be so worried about keeping it in that condition, Greg. How do they do it?
Well, that's why they encase these stickers these days. So when they're graded, and this is the only Gem Mint 10, which is why it is so sought after. Now there may be many others lurking around somewhere, but obviously none of them have been graded, and some of them might be still in shoe boxes and all over the place. There are some packets that exist still from that collection.
Wow, unopened.
So an actual packet from that would cost a lot, because if you opened it up, then at least you know it would be in good condition.
Yeah, imagine if you got Maradona in there. I stole £2 from my mum's body warmer and bought Panini 87 stickers and went upstairs and opened them in such a hurry I ripped a Chris Waddle.
Oh.
And I needed Chris Waddle. Imagine if you did that to Maradona. Greg, what's your, as a collector, what's your peak sticker that you've got?
Well, You saying that you stole money from your mum
was grounded for a week.
When I did the same for Football 83, she still reminds me of that. So obviously there's a lot of that about. In terms of the Holy Grail, for me it would be an unusual one. My first ever album that I collected was Football 79 Panini. And the only sticker I didn't get was the St Mirren badge.
Right.
So it's not something that many people want, but whenever I see their score on the Saturdays, I always think of Football 79.
That's amazing. Every time it comes up, and were the 79 shinies good? The 86 were holograms; they were the peak for me. But were the 79 shinies good?
They weren't actually shinies. They were silky felt jean type material, which they only did it once, and I would imagine because it cost more than what we now know as the shinies. Because it was my first album, I assumed they were always like that.
Yeah.
Denim shinies. What were they?
Not the difficult second album.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great album, and they have actually brought back that type of material, but not very often because, as I say, it's very expensive to produce.
And also, this the Hand of God ball is expected to go over $10 million.
Yeah, even more than the shirt that Steve Hodge recouped his money. So I mean it's a very big auction. The Maradona sticker, and most roads seem to lead back to Maradona when it comes to football memorabilia.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping an eye on those two in particular.
I don't want to get you excited.
That's not a St Mirren badge.
It's Hearts. Oh, it's Hearts. St Mirren you need. Sorry, there's a Hearts one and it's $3.99.
Close.
I can only apologise.
Wow, you thought
I thought I had it then. I thought you said
I'll keep my eyes peeled for a 1979 St Mirren. Greg, thanks for coming on and telling us all about it. Appreciate your time.
Thanks very much.
Greg Lansdowne there, author, Panini sticker collector.
Oh no, there is one. It's £20.
Oh, a St Mirren.
£20 a St Mirren on eBay at the moment. Silk badge.
Oh,
£20.
Well, tell Greg.
Get on there now. Greg, get on there. There's one on eBay, for goodness sake.
Is he there? Well, tell Greg. Wow. Imagine we could reunite him. It'd be like
it won't be £20 now. Yeah. Football sticker man's heard you want it.
It'll be.
I might buy it, sell it for 40.
Davina McCall and Nicky Campbell doing a show where Greg and the St Mirren sticker meet in a cafe and finally get together.
Greg, get on there. That is genuinely available.
Last time we had Eclipse was 99, the year the mighty Man United won the treble. Get your bets on. We're going to do it again. Come on, you Reds. Says Simon Haddock.
What were you doing in 1999? Is that what you want to do? What's the best thing you've ever bought for 1999?
What was I doing in 99? It was my second year of university.
Yeah. Wow.
I was eating a few too many kebabs and not reading quite enough about the British Empire in India, I would say.
I watched the Eclipse in 99 in Putney, on Putney Bridge.
Is that right?
Okay. That's all I've got. That's the only memory I have.
Hi, guys. People are forgetting about Liverpool signing Munoz.
Yeah, stop forgetting about it. Let's do an hour and a half on it.
I must admit, I had forgotten about it. I'd spent no time today thinking about it. It's Max and Charlie with you until 4. We'll do some Arsenal, featuring Miles Lewis-Skelly, the headline at the moment with broadcaster Harry Simeon, Arsenal fan, and we'll do that in just a second.
Max Dowman could be like having a new player.
What's that?
Because surely this has to be
how many players playing this side, by the way?
Yeah.
Tell me how many players are out there on that side where Dowman was playing on the right a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? I mean, they are just stacked, caked out wide.
Do you back Dowman to have... I mean, I think it was his breakthrough season last season, but he was in and out.
Breakthrough.
Yeah, I know, it's absolutely mad. But do you think that this could be a season where he's regularly starting and making a regular difference?
I think he's a special talent. I think he's at the right club. I think Arteta will... You know, they'll have a lot of games this year, and they've obviously, Champions League as usual. You'll see him more this season than last season. You know, that kid is a star in the making, and he looks like he's made of the right stuff, and he's very exciting every time you watch him. So when you see players like him in Rio at Liverpool, you know, the future's very bright for the English national team, right?
Without a doubt. I think that come January, Arsenal fans might be looking back at the Vinicius Junior story and thinking, we didn't need him because look at what Max Dowman's doing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I'm not comparing him to Vinicius Junior before people shoot me down. What I'm saying is that in Max Dowman, you have the potential of a world-class talent. And if you continue to nurture him and release the handbrake on the minutes and on the game time, and I know you're protecting him as a young player, but if you do want to play a slightly more attacking, entertaining brand of football, then Max Dowman is the man to hang your hat on because he's something special.
No, I love the look of him, but let's not kill the kid either and put too much on him at 15, 16. But they're stacked. I mean, I know everyone's worried about the left side, Martinelli, obviously Trossard's now gone and all those things, but I still look across their forward line and go, Arsenal could win the league again with what they've got.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters, but it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the taxman at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Aaron says Collanders will strain the retina. Look, can we stop doing straining gags with Collanders?
Okay.
And actually on any, let's not do any straining.
Colander year jokes at all in the colander year.
And we do still need a 2-word phone in at 3.
Okay.
Don't we? I think we do. Unless we're doing the Bonnie Tyler phone-in.
Well,
Are we
we
going to do
sort
the
of
Bonnie
sung
Tyler?
Bonnie
Sort of
Tyler.
did it. It
Sort
could
of
be good with
did it.
listeners. I think it will be good with listeners.
We'll try it.
Let's believe in ourselves. If you'd like to take part in we need 7 of you for the perfect Bonnie Tyler phone-in to sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. You just need to be able to sing or say Turn Around.
Turn Around.
I can understand why you think it might not work, but if we get 7 of you and we time it right, it could be amazing bit of radio. And that's we reach for the stars.
That's all you can do.
We sometimes
Especially
miss.
on an eclipse day.
Sometimes miss quite dramatically. Now 03717 22 33 44. Let's talk to Harry Seymour, Arsenal fan, broadcaster in the studio. Hey, Harry.
How are we doing, guys?
Yeah, good. Thank you. So what do you make of the Miles Lewis-Skelly story? It's quite interesting. I imagine, fans love one of their own. You'd hate to see him in a Chelsea shirt, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think when the story first broke yesterday, there was a lot of panic among the Arsenal fans. He's a player that, if you'd have asked me about maybe going back to February, I would have said, maybe he doesn't have a future at Arsenal anymore. He'd been sort of moved out of the left-back position, replaced by the combination, essentially, of Calafiori and Nketiah. He wasn't really getting a look in at left-back at that point. But come the business end of the season, when Arsenal needed support in midfield, and remember, this is a position that Miles played throughout his youth career, he stepped in, he played with courage, he played with competence, he was brilliant, the attitude was spot on. And for someone who had been out in the cold for a while to come in and perform that way, I thought was remarkable. And I was certain by the end of the season that he'd played his way into Arsenal's future. So to read the stories that we did yesterday, there was a bit of panic, there was a bit of surprise. I feel a lot better about the fact that his camp are sort of denying all of this and saying, we want to stay. There's no sort of, wish on our part to move on. But as we've seen with the Bruno Guimaraes stuff over the last few months, often there are intermediaries in the middle of things, sort of going and having conversations with people, sometimes under instruction from the football clubs, but it does give the clubs deniability as well. And I think that's why you get these intermediaries involved as much as you do. So what I've learned from the Bruno Guimaraes story is to, even if people are denying stuff, it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Sure. But I mean, he isn't going to get that much game time, is he? Or is he?
I think he will. I think that for Arsenal, who are obviously aiming to win the Premier League again, want to go to that final step in the Champions League, want to be competitive in the domestic cups, you're looking at, again, potentially 60 plus games over the course of the season. And therefore, I think you need 4 players in those 2 central midfield positions. Rice obviously ran out of gas towards the end of last season, went to the World Cup injured. Everybody could see that despite him sort of soldiering through. Martin Zubimendi was struggling at the back end of last season, again with fatigue. So I think maybe Mikel Arteta's realised that actually I can't do this with anything less than 4 players in those 2 roles. I've got to be able to rotate. And I think he'll play enough for him to sort of justify staying at Arsenal. I don't think he'll be out in the cold and sitting on the bench week after week.
A lot of Arsenal fans I've spoken to said they feel like they still need another striker. Gyökeres did his job, but they feel like they need to kick on to get that Champions League over the line. They might need another striker. Do you agree, Harry?
I think they need another forward, whether it's a centre forward or a left winger. I'm not too fussed. I just think they need someone else that provides a goal threat. I think what people forget about last season, and there were points, it's true that we were looking at this Arsenal team and saying, do they have the firepower to get over the line here? But
which is ridiculous when you look at the firepower. I mean, the attacking talent that they have.
Absolutely. But at the same time, Kai Havertz missed most of the season through injury. Bukayo Saka missed large periods of the season. Marino was out for ages. Martin Odegaard missed long periods of the season. Ethan Nwaneri was sent out on loan, another attacking player that can contribute. So I think if everybody stays fit or fitter than they were last season, by default, Arsenal have more firepower. So I do think that we could do with one more, but I don't think we're in this place where it's really, really kind of critical. I think if you get that player and it's the right player, great. But I think if those guys stay fit, by default, Arsenal are a better side.
Yeah. A more interesting question, I think, is what style of football you'll play. And will you develop into something more interesting for the neutral?
That's the fascinating thing about this summer, because by having so many players involved at the World Cup and having so many of them then have to have those extended holidays and not being back in the picture, we've seen, 3 pre-season games now, and we're none the wiser, actually, as to how Arsenal are going to evolve. Are they going to play a more attacking brand of football? We don't know. We've looked at previous pre-seasons and been able to grab little bits of information and try and piece the puzzle together. One thing about Mikel Arteta, he doesn't stand still. His teams do not stand still. They've evolved every single year. So there will be some form of evolution. The exciting thing right now is that we don't know what that looks like because those players are not there yet. So hopefully tonight against Como, there'll be some hints, and then obviously the Community Shields to come on Sunday against Manchester City. And hopefully by the time we face Coventry next Friday, we'll have a bit more of an understanding of what the idea is.
It's a smart opposition to pick. Fabregas coming back is, you want nice. Pre-season is it's arduous for everyone. I think, it's like, just get on with the season. So the fact that there's a motivation for Arsenal fans to go tonight and see Fabregas is a good idea.
Yeah, and it's a smart selection of opponent as well, in my opinion, because Como obviously had a wonderful season in Italy last year. Cesc Fabregas is getting all the plaudits in the world, and rightly so. But they're also a really well-coached and well-drilled side, and I think they will pose some tactical challenges that Arteta's quite keen on watching his players try and overcome in pre-season. So you want them to be
Chalobah,
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think what it is with Como is that because they're quite an unorthodox side, they're not one of the big clubs in Italy yet. Somehow they've managed to close the gap on the very big boys. I think Mikel Arteta is looking at fitness is about minutes, it's about getting yourself physically ready, but it's also about getting that mind working as well. And I think tactically they'll pose some interesting challenges.
So what's your hopes and expectations?
Well, I asked Adrian Clark on Sunday.
Oh, did you? Does that mean I can't ask?
You can ask.
Harry now?
No, I asked. I'm just going to frame the question in a different way.
Please do.
It's probably not the same question. I'm offering you the league again, or the Champions League.
Champions League. I'd have picked the Champions League last season. I'd have picked the Champions League last season.
That's such a generous offer, isn't it? It's hard to win either, isn't it?
I know it's hard to win up, but now they've won the league. I was just wondering,
Yeah, no, but once you've won the league, surely, whichever you won last year, you want the other one this year.
The one thing that's missing from Arsenal's rich history is the European Cup. So for me, even last season, people were asking me that question with sort of 3-4 months to go. And as much as I wanted to see Arsenal win the league, my heart was pulling towards the Champions League. And it was funny because we win the league and everybody's really happy, and you see those scenes on the streets of North London. It was amazing. But I went to that parade the day after the Champions League final, a little bit deflated.
Okay.
Maybe I was tired from Budapest. I don't know, but I came back and I was just like, I wasn't really feeling it because of the heartbreak of the Champions League final. It took me some time to warm
They
up.
bought out 6 tracksuits. Ian Wright did a poem,
Yeah, it's good stuff. Lots of Arsenal shirts about, but I wasn't in this hemisphere.
Their merch game is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, no,
you
you're
cannot dispute that.
Are you, little part of you would be very excited to see Arsenal sign Christian Romero?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'd have enjoyed that. That would have been a fun sign.
I thought that was a parody account putting that information out there. Honestly, I was like, what is this? Christian Romero, for me, is very overrated. I think he's caused so many problems at Tottenham during his time. They're more than he's brought positives. I think some of his behaviour at times as a captain has let him down and let his team down. I think Tottenham are right to move him on, but he was never going to be.
Are you nervous they might be good this year? I think
they'll be better. I think
that's
they'll be
hard
better.
not to be better.
Yeah, but I thought that last season and they finished 17th again, so you never know.
Good stuff, Harry. Thanks for coming on. You're going tonight, so enjoy the game. Thank you, Harry Simi there. Arsenal fan broadcaster. It's Max and Charlie with you until 4. Michael says, I wish I'd planned ahead and stockpiled colanders. And Dave says, my dad has a Maradona and Peter Shilton sticker stuck on the inside of a door of an old cupboard that he uses in his garage for tools. Should he disassemble the cupboard and take the door to auction?
That's good.
Best football sticker you've got stuck up on a wall somewhere. We'll take that. 879 at Max Rushden at Baker's tweet. Max and Charlie with you until 4. Rupert the Bell joins us in just a second.
Going on, mate? You got Champions League football. You're selling your best players. Absolute shambles.
The financial fair play rule.
Oh, Spurs
off.
You're not Spurs.
Can we put some concerts in your stadium?
Well, look, you dig me out all the time last season about Spurs and Beyonce this and Beyonce that.
Now it's helped you?
Yeah, mate. We got the money. We got the cash.
Yeah. Don't make me laugh.
You're selling Morgan Rogers.
We got no choice.
70 mil.
We got no choice.
You got Champions League football.
What can you do though if the rules say you have to sell? Do you know what I mean? You have to sell.
You should be banned from the Champions League.
Okay, but
you should be banned.
Okay.
You sold Tillmans. You sold Morgan Rogers. Constance wants to leave. You can't sell your 3 best players and then expect to be in the Champions League. You should be kicked out.
We've signed some very good players as well. Manzambi from What's funny? Manzambi, star, Swiss international at 20 years of age, who signed João Gomez from Wolves, scored a fantastic goal the other night against Bayern Munich. He toe-poked it, Jamie, into the corner. It was fantastic.
Come on, mate.
Garnacho as well, point to prove.
Oh, do me a favour.
So, we'll be all right. We'll be all right, man.
Garnacho.
Well, we've got the best manager in the league.
No, I love Emery. But if you ain't careful, he'll leave.
Really?
Yeah, he'll leave.
Why?
Because he wants to win.
We won last season.
Yeah, I know, but then you've sold your best players.
He'll understand the frustrating rules.
Mate,
he's got owners.
Eventually, he'll go, what like Eddie Howe's done with Newcastle, we go, no, I've had enough.
Isn't that what you want? And you're like your mob and like this so-called top six they call. You want that, don't you? You don't want
big six.
But you don't want Villa and Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Being a bit of a pain, do you? You want like you can't.
Oh
spend...
yeah, keep you there. Keep you there.
Will this horse sprout wings? Gustard trying to eat into Oprabalo's lead. Here comes Boeco, Gustard, and Oprabalo having a battle. Gustard, here comes Boeco on the outside. Boeco is flying. Is he going to get there? My word, he has! How has he done that?
He's good, isn't he, Rupert?
Very good, isn't he?
Let's talk to our racing correspondent, Villa fan, of course, Rupert the Bell Bell. Hey, Rupert.
Hey, Rupert. Hello, Rupert.
Hello, Rupert Bell.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. At the Edinburgh Festival, launching a one-man show tonight. But how are you?
Well, I will be watching a one-man show tonight, but sadly I won't be watching the Villa because I'm in the show. I booked everything ages ago, but I love coming up to the Edinburgh Festival. Just taking in, you name it, try and take it all in. Good, bad, and the downright outrageous. Love it.
Oh, very good.
Wow, okay, that's exciting. Well, look, we'll get on to what you're seeing tonight, but let's talk about Boeco.
Boeco does sound like a glass of something you'd have at Cheltenham, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but unfortunately, we won't be celebrating Boeco in the future. Really sad, because you just heard him winning. It illuminated our flat racing season with the wins in the Guineas, Royal Ascot, and at Goodwood, and then. Sadly, it was announced a couple of days ago that he'd picked up this injury, which is a career-ending one. We don't know exactly what it is, but he was promising to sort of enter Frankel territory. We'll never quite know now, but what he's done this season has certainly been really good for the sport, and I suppose many of us now feel he's sort of, now it's unfulfilled potential. But all being well, he'll be off to stud, and he'll be having quite a lot of fun.
Right, I see. I was about to say what happens to them now, but you painted a wonderful picture there. It's an awkward situation. Now, how do I phrase this for 2:50 in the afternoon, Rupert? That at start, you obviously have Boeco, right? He's the guy who delivers.
Yeah.
But you have these other Not quite as no.
Oh, the other horses
You get
aren't
these
quite
other
as strong.
blokes
Yeah.
who sort of are teased to and then they don't get any action.
Yeah.
Well, many of us probably know the feeling, but it's a teaser.
Right.
It's a teaser, is what he's called.
No Echo.
And Bo Echo won't be a teaser, all being well. But it's no guarantee that he's going to produce future superstars. But you'd hope that he will be in demand to begin with. But then once his horse starts to run, we'll know whether he's passing on his undoubted talent to future equine stars. But he really has been. This year. His battles with Gestard, we won't see that again. We love rivalry in sport, whatever sport it is, and it was promising. So to develop, he was planning to go to America for the Breeders' Cup, but obviously that has all now come to a grinding halt. But George Bowie, his trainer, and Billy Loughnane, his jockey, are certainly two rising stars of the sport. Whether jockey, 20 years of age, Billy Loughnane described Oisin Murphy as the most professional sportsman he has ever come across at 20 years of age. And George Bowie in his 30s is obviously a trainer more than capable, give him a good horse, of getting the best out of it.
I ask a question about injuries and horses, right? We constantly talk about footballers getting injured and, this injury puts them out for a season, or this injury is a career end, or it means they play at a lower level. I presume that, training horses, this happens all the time, that a brilliant horse gets a knee injury or something and that's it. Or the fitness of horses, basically.
Well, it is. It can be, they can come back. But in flat race, it's probably a shorter career. Now, if they feel that this injury was going to keep the horse out for over a year, is it worth him coming back and sort of midway through next year? Probably not. In national hunt racing, their career is much longer. So if they get injured, say, at 5, they can come back at 7 and might be able to fulfill their potential. But it's like any of these things. When you put into context what Henry Cecil, the late great Henry Cecil, did with Frankel, keeping him on the go for his 2-year-old, 3-year-old and 4-year-old career, he was obviously maybe lucky, I don't know, but he kept that horse injury-free, kept that horse unbeaten, and is obviously one of the greatest horses of this and any generation. But Bo Echo had the potential, but the owners obviously felt, look, it's not worth sort of trying to get him back. But we don't know exactly what it was, but obviously they felt enough's enough, and we just have to take those memories of Royal Ascot and Glorious Goodwood with us.
I think sounds like the right decision to me, Rupert. Yeah. PSG tonight at the Red Bull Arena in Salzburg. You can't watch it, obviously, but what are your hopes for the game, Rupert? Not to get an absolute trouncing?
Not to get trouncing, but both teams are not going to have all their World Cup stars. We're missing Martinez, Concert and Watkins. Not that Watkins barely played through the poorly treated. I am absolutely convinced by the manager, but that's just a bitter and twisted Villa fan talking. But they've been rested. I think he's just hoping that we put on a good show. PSG are going to be missing their stars. I've just spoken to my youngest son. He's just had a very good meal on an Austrian, had a Wiener Schnitzel on the train from Vienna to Salzburg. Lovely. I think he's fired up. He's fired up with hundreds of other Villa fans, thousands of other Villa fans who are going to Vienna or Salzburg to enjoy the occasion. Look, we've got a different looking team. Fingers crossed. Everyone's sort of saying we're not going to have a season like last season. Probably might be the case, but whatever. If we win it, we did win the last time we were in the Super Cup, don't forget. And so why not? But Emery's played 3 Super Cups and lost 3 Super Cups. So fingers crossed he can find a way to exert his influence over a new look Villa team.
Nothing fires up a football fan like a Wiener Schnitzel. I've always found that. A couple of those before the game. So what's on there? What are you watching tonight, Rupert? Yeah. What's booked in for tonight?
Well, Charlie probably say it's a bit of a safe bet, but I am of a vintage that, some of these new comedians, I have no idea what they're talking about. So I'm going safe. I'm off to go and see a bit of Rory Bremner. Is that all right?
Well, yeah. Sure. No, Rory's very good. Rory's very, very good. Very good at the old impressions.
Well, you sounded disappointed.
Well, no, I thought Rupert was going to tell me something. He was
burlesque. Go to see a burlesque.
Off to something. I thought he was going to say their tattoo for a minute.
What did I see? Yes,
I thought he was going to say Roy Chubby Brown. I was going to come on.
Rory's very good, but he doesn't need your ticket money. He's going to be sold out all 3.5 weeks, isn't he? You could go and see someone who needs the money.
Well, yeah, but trouble is, I don't know half of them. I used to. I
That's
don't
the
have
point, isn't it, Rupert? Take the chance.
Well, I saw another safe bet yesterday, Simon Evans. You could see what. God, am I annoying you, Charlie?
Back a
long shot.
A long shot for a bit. Yeah, just back Bo Echo, for goodness sake.
Well, what have I got? I'm off to go and see a bit of jazz now. Jazz Jamboree.
Oh, lovely. That'll spoil your afternoon.
I saw something from an Oklahoma State University yesterday called Bad Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, that's good fun. Yeah.
I'm not completely
Go
going.
and see Ian Stone. Ian Stone's on at 4:00 in the afternoon.
What, new up and coming Ian Stone?
He's brilliant. Of
course,
he's a brilliant comedian.
Stoney, we know that.
So go and see him. I'll send you some names.
There's at 10:15 because I had him on my What Did You Do Yesterday pod today, and he's done stuff on this show called Jake Bardwire.
Excellent.
Who does a pub quiz? It's a pub quiz. I forget the exact name. I should have the exact name right in front of me.
Yes.
But send me some details, Charlie, and then the riskier the better. Remember, I turn into a pumpkin at about 9:30. I can't.
What a
do
red
midnight
pumpkin.
shows.
Charlie Baker. This is what happens, isn't it? Absolute
Charlie,
disgrace.
I'm going to ignore all your recommendations now and just stick to the tried and tested, just because you want to help the
Stuart Laws. Stuart Laws is a funny man, and he always does interesting shows. He is currently doing a show of an evening where he flies on a flight simulator the audience from Edinburgh to Heathrow Airport, and he's not a trained pilot.
Okay, right.
That's quite a fun thing to do, isn't it? And he has certain people there as like staff, and that's
go and watch. Not another quiz night, Rupert. Go and look at that.
Charlie, have you appeared here?
Very many times, about 14
and
times.
What's the smallest audience you've ever appeared to?
I mean, 2? Yeah, it's got an audience of 6 on this show currently, so you know.
Yeah, well, okay, but say, have you almost thought? Okay, I'll give you your money back.
No. Never. Do the show. That's what I always say. There is a story of someone doing their show and it being very, very quiet and only one person being in and them not laughing all the way through. And then at the end, the lights came on at the end and it was just someone's coat on the back of a chair.
Have a good time, Rupert.
Oh, I will do. Thank you. Bo Echo, I will miss him.
Of course. Thank you, Rupert the Bell there, covering horse racing, Aston Villa and the Edinburgh Festival. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, now listen, we need one more caller.
We've got 6. We need 7.
03717 223344. We need one more of you for the ultimate Bonnie Tyler phone-in, singing the turnaround bit of Total Eclipse of the Heart, as we do every time there's an eclipse. We did it in 99.
We're going to do it in 81.
We're going to do it in 2081. We'll be here. So if you would like to sing Turnaround, it's going to be technically difficult. It's a lot of work for the folk behind the glass, but we believe in all of us.
He's got this.
It could be a great bit of radio, and we'll do it next.
History is going to repeat itself. No, I never go out on a limb and talk like this about Chelsea. I said Arsenal win the title for the last 3 seasons, and eventually they did. I'm going Chelsea. You Gooners, you should be fearful of Chelsea.
This is it, you see. He's been down the Wimpole clinic, and all of a sudden...
What has he been eating in the Maldives? That's what I want to know.
I don't think it's that.
Now,
don't get me wrong.
What has he been smoking?
Do you know what it is?
He's talking absolute guff.
It's everything, no, Jay. It's everything combined.
Everything about him I hate already.
This is...
His hair, his tan...
his hair. Yeah, no,
the nonsense he's coming out with early doors. Like, he's been back for one show, and he's come back and said, Chelsea are going to win the title.
Yeah, people go away. Right, I think people, as soon as you put a bit of hair back on someone's head, and look, let's be fair, that is a beautiful transplant, right? It's up there. You know, when you think about footballers that have had transplants.
Do you know what, mate? I've seen signs.
It's good, isn't it?
It's all right.
It's a good transplant.
It's not bad.
And I think he's now. Yeah, he's definitely
died.
He's definitely died.
Yeah, he's definitely
died. Of course he has. But he's now just like a new man. He's got this sort of housewife's favourite thing going on. He knows that his sex appeal's back. He knows. I can tell. He's sitting there. He's obviously been in the gym when he's been in the Maldives. He's got himself a bit of colour. He's got the beautiful barnet now.
Bit of a dilf.
This is it. Yeah. And then I was talking about him being the housewife's favourite, and he said something like this. Do you know what he said to me? He went, the problem is, if you are the housewife's favourite, it's generally the older girls. You don't really necessarily want the old. I went, you happy to be the old? Do you like the older girls? He went, no, not really.
It has fallen to us, as it does someone on talkSPORT every eclipse, to do the Bonnie Tyler Eclipse phone in 03717223344. We may have filled up all the spots, but for the talkSPORT listener turnaround, Bonnie Tyler, a total eclipse of the heart special. It's coming up in just a second. Could be the best bit of radio for a while. It could be the worst. Either way, you don't want to miss it. It's Max and Charlie here until 4. Let's get the sport with Max Scott.
talkSPORT Sports Update with NordVPN, our fastest, most advanced VPN for digital privacy and security.
Thank you, Max. Good afternoon. Champions League winners versus Europa League champions tonight. PSG and Villa travel to Salzburg with the chance of silverware. French football journalist Eric Bilderman says this is a big game for Luis Enrique's side.
Winning the French Premier League doesn't mean too much for Paris Saint-Germain. So even if this is not the final of the Champions League, but this is the first final of the new season, and this is the one where you must be on the field pretending that you are still the best club in the world.
Unai Emery says he's expecting to make it a tough night for PSG.
We are preparing this game with the players we started, even some young players, 4 weeks ago. I expect to compete and to try to face them with our capacity and our possibilities as well to beat them. Of course, they are favourite.
Reminder, the Super Cup is live on talkSPORT. Coverage gets underway at 7. In transfer news, you understand Rodri's move to Barcelona is edging closer, with the Spanish champions offering a guaranteed €60 million for the Man City captain. Elsewhere, Joe Root says there won't be a curfew while he's captain of England's Test cricket team. Several incidents involving late-night drinking over the winter led to players not being allowed out after midnight. Of course, Ben Stokes essentially lost his captaincy because of that, but Root urged his players to just behave like adults. And Alex Coles and Asha Opoku-Fajor have been offered central contracts by the RFU. They'll be paid $150,000 a year to play for England internationally. For all the latest, head to talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
As temperatures soar again, the Prime Minister doesn't want us to use disposable barbecues, and hundreds of people are queuing around the UK to try to get their hands on special glasses for tonight's solar eclipse. Sinead's got more in half an hour.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. This summer, treat yourself to Bridgestone Turanza All-Season 6 tyres with a 25,000 mileage guarantee. Book today at quickfit.com. Conditions apply.
Sunny and dry for much of the country as we're into the 5th heat wave of the year. Some cloudy spells in the northwest.
Exciting now, Charlie, isn't it?
I think it's going to work, Max. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm not sure if Derek will enjoy it.
I don't think Derek the Liverpool fan will enjoy this bit. All right, Max Rush and Charlie Baker with you on talkSPORT until Drive, which starts at 4 this afternoon. And there is an eclipse today. You'll see a 90% chance of the eclipse at around 7 o'clock this evening. Use your pinhole camera or your colander to see the eclipse.
Or look at it on the floor. That was Chris Lintott, host of Sky at Night.
You look at it on the floor, but through something that's projecting it. That's the best way to see it. But we are contractually obliged to do the Bonnie Tyler Total Eclipse of the Heart.
As you said, we did it in 99.
We did it in 99.
We'll do it in 81.
We're going to do it in 2081. We have to do it. And what we need is Bonnie Tyler provides the most of the words, of course, but the TalkSport listeners will do the turnaround.
May she rest in peace.
Of course, may she rest in peace. And so we
need 7, as always. It's obvious.
We always need 7. We always have. It's always the same 7. These 7 did it in. These 7 did it in '99.
We're lucky this
and they're going to do that. They're going to do it in 2081.
It's like that documentary series on ITV, 7 Up.
Yeah, of course.
17
exactly.
Up.
The
same people.
It's critically acclaimed. This. So Andrew, Hearts fan, will be up first. Andrew, how are you doing? You okay?
Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm good. All good. How are you?
Yeah, good. So you're going to kick us off in a couple of minutes. It's obviously a huge responsibility for you and a great honour, I presume.
I feel the pressure.
Well,
you did a good job in '99.
Great job. People still talk about it in '99.
I was 7 back then.
Yeah, exactly. And you were good. You were good.
You were great enthusiasm. So you understand the principle. Just to check, Andrew, you understand the principle. The piano's going to start.
You have 2 bars in.
2 bars of
Max
piano.
will cue you.
I will cue you, and we just need your best turnaround. Does that make sense, Andrew?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good start. I just want to check with David from Belfast as well. David, hi, David. You okay?
Yeah. All
okay.
Good.
So you'll be in second position, right? Yeah. And arguably one of the hardest of the turnarounds.
Well, you were moved from 4th in '99 to the 2nd because we thought you could cope.
Yeah, and a great bend runner as well. That's why you're second, David. Okay. So are you happy in that position of second place?
Yeah.
I'm happy with second.
Okay,
definitely.
good stuff. Okay, so in third will be Patrick the Villa. Oh, here we go. Patrick, you got to take this seriously now, Patrick. Okay, Patrick, how are you? You okay?
I remember '99. I was on acid on Thistle Beach. Actually.
Here we go. Of course you were. Okay. Listen, don't ruin this for the rest of us, Patrick. Your third place. Okay. Sam is an Everton fan. Hi, Sam. You okay?
Hi, lads. It's an absolute privilege.
Okay.
Yeah,
ready
good.
in 4th. It's a really key run because this is the moment where the momentum can be lost. So your turnaround.
We're a little late in '99, if I remember. So if you can just try and be on time this time.
I was 4 years old, but I was on the radio.
Well, I know that. Look, that's no excuse.
At this level, there's absolutely no excuses. Martin is an Arsenal fan coming in the penultimate turnaround. This is big. Okay, Martin, how are you feeling?
Turn about.
Yes.
Okay, not turn about.
Hey, I love it. He's straight in.
Turn around.
Okay.
Turn around.
Listen, we're just talking you through it at the moment, Martin, but I like your enthusiasm. This is really good.
He was ready.
And bringing up this is the anchor leg, Michael, the Newcastle fan. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah,
okay.
we're ready.
You're ready. You're ready. You're coming in. So don't look. There's a lot to come before you, but you will finish it off. And we believe in you. So okay, everyone, you know your positions. Andrew, David, Patrick, Sam, Martin, Michael. Charlie, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go for it.
Here we go. Okay. Let's start Bonnie Tyler, please. Let's start on the piano. Andrew, the Hearts fan first. Okay, hang on a sec. Andrew, here we go.
Yeah. Turn around.
Beautiful. Okay, David in Belfast coming next. Here we go. David, here we on cue.
Turn around.
Nice. We go now to Patrick, the Villa fan. Patrick. Lovely stuff. Okay, Sam, the Everton fan. It's coming to you, Sam. It's coming right now.
Turn around.
Oh, beautiful. Really good voice there. Here's Martin, the Arsenal fan. Here we go.
Turn around.
Oh, lovely. And now Michael. Michael.
Oh, wow. It was good. It was so good.
I really enjoyed that. We've got nothing else for this bit of the show.
You can see why they were chosen.
Really excellent, wasn't
You
it?
see why they were chosen when they were 7 and 4 and young kids.
Keep the music going because we get to the chorus will hit in.
We'll sing along
because
at
everybody
some point.
wants that bit, don't they?
I think there was a.
There were so many more turnarounds. Why haven't we got 20 calls?
There was a.
We should have gone back to them. We should have gone back to them.
Gone back round. Back round.
This is still going turnaround. This is something to remember for 2081.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're still turning around. It's really going. Here we go. Okay, focus everybody. Crank it up.
It's a bit Saturday morning. If you like the game day warm up.
Paul and Andy there go, what the hell are they doing with our show? What is this? Derek in Liverpool going, this is absolute nonsense. This is absolutely ridiculous. I want a sports show. And what are you doing? You're getting people to ring up and just say turn around? We could have done another 10 minutes on Miles Lewis Skelly. But for goodness sake, we are doing the total eclipse of the heart phone in. We do it every single time there's an eclipse, and we're not going to not do it today. Thank you to Andrew. Thank you to David. Thank you to Patrick. Thank you to Sam. Thank you to Martin. Thank you to Michael.
I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight.
Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only.
Stephen South Shield says the most beautiful sports radio I've ever heard. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
that.
Is that it?
I think
That's
so.
this bit, is it?
Yeah, I mean, if anyways, we'd have liked Bonnie to get Eclipse into the song sooner.
We probably should have gone into the song.
We'd had our time again.
It's up to us.
If I'd had our time again, we'd have gone back.
But you can only do it once.
Just the turnarounds and turnarounds.
It's like Test cricket. You get that's it.
Yeah.
If you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
That's it. You get it wrong, you know.
It's a shame the Eclipse can only blind you, as I need to be made deaf after listening to that, says Steve. This is beautiful, guys, truly.
Thank you.
Your reaction, please, 1889, at Max Rushden, at
Now, was that better than the two-word phone-in, which was, what's the
last thing you peeped
smallest
at?
hole you peeped through? If people want to get involved in that, they can.
No, they can't.
No, they can't. That's it. We did that instead.
No, the thing we're looking for now on the text is football stickers that you've got stuck to doors.
Oh, yeah, very good, yeah.
You missed a trick with turnaround. You could have done a Feed the World version, each listener doing a line in a singer's voice. I'd do David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
Not bad idea.
Simon says, Charlie, please get on Taskmaster. It'll be a total waste for about 12 weeks for you, but your viewing public will love it. Have you ever thought about that?
Oh, you know, because I'm just trying not to.
Yeah.
I don't need the bump in sales for my tour, Max.
I honestly can't.
I am
tell you
happy with how that's going.
How many times I have turned down Taskmaster. Honestly, it's getting tiring now, Alex.
I cannot be bothered.
Paul from Burnley says, is there a 2-second delay on the turnaround call? Everyone was late.
a little bit late, yeah. A little bit late.
George in Aberdeen says, safe to say that fell apart. Defo won for the weekend.
I don't think it was, no. It was really good, actually. But all we need to do is go back round again. Max is absolutely right, but there we are.
Steve says, this is your peak, guys. It's only downhill from now on.
Well, we can
listen, we appreciate... we
have to try things.
You have to try things. We appreciate all your feedback. I quite like the sing-along idea.
It's a good idea. I quite like the We Are the World idea. That's a good idea. We'll put that in the back pocket.
Vorsey in Church Fenton says, and there we have it. Just when you think it can't get worse, we have the nadir of sports radio.
Is nadir top or bottom? Is he being kind?
It's not top. Do you know, it is a nice world when you don't know, isn't it?
It's nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
All those reviews. Now I'm thinking, I thought I've done well.
Has comedy.
The nadir of comedy. Oh, good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
It sounds like a king, doesn't it, in some countries, doesn't it? You are the nadir of comedy. Just listening to see if Rashford has a future at Manchester United. I'll wait, says Mark, the Wolves fan.
I think Marcus Rashford would have enjoyed that.
Lads, if we don't have anything planned before we have another of these lined up in 2081, can we get a quick game of autobiography wars between now and then? Just an idea.
Might bring it back. You never know.
Yeah. Sounded like a fire in a pet shop. Come on.
It's a shame. We were the singers.
Radio will never be better, says Tony. I'm turning it off forever so as not to sully the memory.
A total eclipse of good judgment, says Gary in Belfast.
There we go. But look, we enjoyed it. And look,
enjoy the eclipse, everyone. It's 7:14 if you're in Torquay.
I thought it was 7:12 in London.
Is the moon and the sun don't move? It's dodgy, this, Max. Feels a bit like.
What do you mean it's dodgy?
Something dodgy about it.
Why have you got Collins running
conspiracy theory?
What's dodgy about?
Molten steel doesn't melt at that temperature. I don't know, Max. I don't know.
Okay. It's Max and Charlie with you until 4. Matt Hughes, Global Sports football correspondent for The Guardian, will join us, and we'll do a bit of Gianni Infantino in just a second.
talkSPORT reporter Max Scott has sent the callers crazy. He has done his top 10 clubs in Britain. Have a listen if you missed it. The highlights of it are there is no Chelsea and Tottenham in the top 10. Celtic are above Arsenal. Forest are 5th above Villa in 6th. No Rangers. So let's head to the phone lines now and get your thoughts on 03717 22 3344. Clive is a Chelsea fan, and before we say it in Clive, Chelsea is a big club for me, a big, big club. Morning, Clive.
Morning, Clive.
Morning. This guy's an idiot. I mean, he's going back saying about Brian Clough and Forest. Yeah, that's what they won then. But if you go back, I mean, I'm a Chelsea supporter and they're a big club. But saying Man City weren't big before now is ridiculous. You remember Man City in the 60s, Franny Lee, Mike Summerby, they were a big
Colin
club.
Bell.
Always a big club.
Colin Bell, yeah.
What a player. What a player. You know what I'm saying? He's picking a little bit of history. You can't say Forest are in the top 10 clubs.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, when I think of Clive, when I think of big clubs, I think of support, travelling support.
Yeah.
You know,
precisely.
being up there with great players and challenging Europe. Maybe not necessarily winning it, but you know, they're big clubs to me.
That's right. Yeah, big clubs. Man City's always been a big club. Chelsea's always been a big club.
Hi, good afternoon. You are listening to talkSPORT. Max and Charlie with you until 4. Let's do a bit on the latest of Gianni Infantino there. We'll do it in the company of Matt Hughes, Global Sports football correspondent for The Guardian. Hey, Matt, you okay?
Hello, Matt.
Afternoon, guys.
Thanks so much for coming on, Matt. So in the last couple of days, we had this sort of joint letter from Europe, Asia, and CONCACAF, you know, UEFA, the AFC, and CONCACAF, basically calling for Gianni to resign. Then you had Trump saying that would be a really terrible idea. Here's a great guy. Where do you think we're currently at in the future of Infantino?
Well, I think I've got another idea for a game for you. It feels like statement wars, basically. It's FIFA go one day, UEFA go the next, and they're all calling for change or defending their positions. And at the end of it, nothing material has changed. I think where we are now is Infantino clinging to power, supported by Trump, as we saw yesterday, and UEFA, CONCACAF, AFC are trying to find the candidate to stand against him in the election, which is exciting in itself because for the first time in, 10 years, there may actually be a proper FIFA election.
Yeah, if there is an election and Infantino wins it, does this whole thing strengthen him, or do you think, I mean, it's a big deal, like these three massive federations coming out and saying he has to go, isn't it?
It is a big deal. Never happened before. And it just, stating the obvious, it shows the football world is divided. You've got 3 of the 6 confederations who between them have approaching 2/3 of the membership saying you've got to go. Infantino may still be able to scramble enough votes by picking off individual countries in Asia and Central America in particular to win an election next March. But whatever happens, it raises huge questions about how world football is run moving forward.
And isn't that the key, that this can't happen again, that whoever does get in next at whatever point that is, it needs to change. The rules need to change. I don't know, one term, two World Cups, perhaps. That needs to be set in stone.
Yeah, it does. It needs an independent body to review all of FIFA's governance and financial processes, really, because since Blatter fell 10 years ago, effectively brought down by the FBI, Infantino has basically set up a system of patronage where he hands out the money, which grows significantly every year, in return for votes. There's no oversight, there's no governance. Things like the Peace Prize, Balogun, they were all done outside FIFA's established processes. The FIFA Council, who were supposed to run the organisation, weren't consulted, and they weren't consulted on this World Cup sell-off plan either. That only works because he's got so much power. He knows he's got the members on his side. That may change now because obviously his future is uncertain and he isn't guaranteed to win this election. So I think whatever happens, there will be change. It's just a question of how much and when.
Yeah, and it feels to me that UEFA especially and the other federations are sticking to their guns here. I wonder if they, would go big, hope that the deck of cards would fall and it would happen quickly, and now it hasn't happened quickly. Are you slightly surprised that, continually, the statements from UEFA are as strong as they are, and they are sticking rigidly to this?
I was surprised last week when they came out after the sell-off had been abandoned and said that's not good enough. The boycott of FIFA tournaments still stands, and I think that could create problems for them. Next month is the World Women's Under-20 World Cup.
Yeah.
There's 8 European nations. It's hosted in Poland, England, Spain, and Portugal are there. UEFA will not want to order their teams to pull out of that tournament, and not all their teams may follow those orders anyway. And if FIFA don't back down before that point, or give something, offer an independent review, make some assurances that this sell-off plan will never resurface, that gives UEFA a huge problem, because they have to basically either let all those national teams down or back down themselves, and it's hard to see how they can emerge from that without losing face.
Sure, and if a boycott happens of whatever size, can Infantino use that to his advantage then?
I think he probably can, and he would paint it as Europe trying to bully the world, ruining a World Cup, denying young women the opportunity to play on the global stage. That's unquestionably what he would do, and I'm sort of surprised UEFA haven't given themselves more wriggle room, because they didn't need, after they got let's be honest, they got what they wanted initially. The plan has been abandoned within 4 days. They're trying to use this crisis to get more and get Infantino out, but that obviously is a longer game, and they can only do that democratically by next March. So threatening not to play in tournaments until then is creating all sorts of other problems.
When the Super League was talked about, and then it sort of, everyone more or less rioted, and it went away. But it sort of came back in a different way, because the Champions League was restructured, and it sort of feels like a Super League in itself. Do you think that might happen with this sort of funding conversation?
I see what you're saying, Charlie, and there is a parallel there. But I don't think selling off as part of the World Cup will ever be on the table. What might happen is the drive to expansion could continue. Infantino has made it clear that despite opposition from Europe and Asia, he wants to go to 64 teams in the World Cup by 2030. He could use that as leverage to achieve that aim, but I think even that has gone too far now, because as we've said, football is divided, so getting any material change voted through was going to be very difficult.
And so could you wait for... It's not a fudge. I'm just trying to think. Sort of row back on a boycott and say, like, it doesn't count for underage tournaments, or teams can still do their when we're in this limbo, teams should still qualify, because hopefully by the time you have qualified, Infantino won't be there. Would that be seen as a climb down?
It probably would. I mean, in their statements, they didn't actually specify if it meant senior tournaments, junior tournaments. They just said all FIFA competitions, which is obviously so broad. You could interpret that any way you want. Talking to them privately, they've said it does mean everything, but they've never said that publicly on the record. So I guess if they want to buy themselves some time, they could say it applies to senior competitions. But that wouldn't solve the problem for too long, because in October there's Women's World Cup playoffs ahead of next year's tournament in Brazil. England are playing Greece. They're big games as well. And if they don't happen, then FIFA would have to, rework next year's World Cup in Brazil and get other teams in. So it's all very difficult. And basically, two men, Sefa and Infantino, need to have a grown-up conversation quite quickly to sort this out. Otherwise, other people in football lose out.
And this might not be a fair question, Matt, but what do you think will happen? Like in a month, in 6 months, in a year, who do you think will be running football?
I think Infantino clings on until the election in March, and then it's all up for grabs. It's very hard to know how that would play out, but I could, for the first time in 10 years, say with confidence there will be a proper FIFA presidential election, and there'll be an opportunity for someone else to stand against him. Victor Montegliani, the CONCACAF president, seems like the most likely candidate. Unclear if he would get the 106 votes he needs to win. But at least he will have that opportunity.
And finally, that's a lovely tree you're sitting underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we currently find? Unless you have that in your garden.
He might be a spy.
Might be in his garden. I don't know. Where do we find you?
It's not my tree. I'm at the beach on the south coast, West Wittering.
Oh, lovely.
And I was in a very quiet cafe, so I came out to try and find somewhere where I could shout at you.
Perfect. Well, look, thank you for doing that. I mean, clips will be good down there. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
Matt Hughes there, global sports football correspondent for The Guardian. Can't he just go away?
Do you want to run for it, Max? You think you'd be quite good at it? Should it be an unpaid? Should it be an unpaid position?
So you don't want to give it to me and then say I'll have to do it pro bono.
Yeah,
I'll do it for like not an obscene amount of money. Okay.
And how much is a lot of money? It's a good question.
What's he on? He's on about 6 million.
Is it a year?
I think he's on about 6 million. I'd do it for one.
Would you?
I'd do it for $1 million. No private jets. No, here we go. No private jets.
Yep.
For me. I will not be seen. You don't need a cutaway of me at any game.
Okay.
I'm not going to be part of any trophy lift.
Even if Cambridge win the league?
No. If Cambridge, what FIFA competition are Cambridge?
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
What do you mean? I'm not going to get Cambridge.
You could probably get.
I'm not going to do that.
You could probably get free.
I'm not going to do that. I am going to have open and fair elections. I'll run for 2 terms. I'll do all out of my shed.
This is good.
Yeah. And I will do it. I will do it for the fans.
Run for it.
By the fans, for the fans.
How do you get involved in running for it? Do you have to have done some other stuff first?
I think you need to get a number of votes already confirmed supporting you.
You could do that.
I have all of I have all of CONMEBOL.
Oh, do you? Well, I know that,
of course. But I'm working on Oceania. But that's not like Risk. That's not worth as much as I want it to. But there we go.
I like it,
and then destroy all Gianni armies. But yeah, like, would I be better? I don't know if I'd be better than him. But would
you be as corrupt? Absolute power corrupts.
Well, I'm not for me to say
I don't think
who isn't.
Exactly. I'm not saying as corrupt as some people might say he is.
Okay, all right, I understand. Well, I would try and approach it with. I would try and be very transparent in everything I do when I run the game.
Yeah, of course.
And I would and every football fan would matter wherever they are. Every young player would matter, and I would try and make it for everyone. And I wouldn't try and put World Cups where I think it might help me make lots more money for myself.
So very Eurocentric.
No, not Eurocentric at all.
No.
Everywhere in the world.
Everywhere.
No. Turns out it's harder being it than I thought it would be.
As question.
I still think I'd do a better job.
Sure.
Max and Charlie here till 4.
Who's winning the title?
Don't know. I don't know. I want to know what you think of this because I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I think it's one of the most hardest calls to make we've had in recent years.
The thing is about Manchester City, I wonder without Pep how different it'll be.
Yep, and if they lose Rodri.
Exactly. You wonder what it's going to be like,
Yep.
but then you never write them off. Arsenal, I think, look like the most complete team.
Gabriel injured though for
This is
5
true,
months.
For 5 months.
And Trossard going out. I don't like the Trossard sale. I really don't. I think he's such a big, influential player for them. I can't believe they've sold him.
I know, but then Guimaraes came on in.
Big signing. Like him a lot.
But then I also look at Manchester United and I wonder, but Chelsea, I think, Jason's right. I
Yeah.
don't think we should be sleeping on it at all.
No. We could have a 5 or 6 horse race this season.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. It really would. I don't want to see somebody run away with it.
Go on then, though. But Jason looked down the camera and delivered that it will be Chelsea.
I know.
So who is it, Ben? Put your neck on the line.
I'm going to say Man United. I do. I think Man United. I think the last season's form has set into motion a style of play and an expectation of what them players have to deliver week in, week out for Manchester United.
But they've got Champions League. They're back in Champions League.
They're back in Champions League.
I think they've got enough.
I think if they can add another one or two, Man United are definitely within a shout. But they need to add 1 or 2 big uns. But the problem nowadays is if you're going to add 1 or 2 big uns, then it's 200 million quid.
Mhm.
Liverpool need a couple big uns.
However, I mean, we do know that Manchester United look like they have something left to spend.
There's a lot of talk about the independent football regulator. Some people love the sound of it, others don't. But what actually is it? And is it going to be any good for the game? In simple terms, it'll be an organisation not controlled by the Premier League, the EFL or the government, which will make sure all clubs are financially stable and don't rip off the fans. The aim is to make sure what happened to Bury, Derby and Reading doesn't happen again. Now, a significant reason clubs go under is because of dodgy owners financially mismanaging the club, but in theory these should be a thing of the past with the new regulator. They'll be able to use data from the National Crime Agency to perform stronger fit and proper persons tests and can even force owners to give up their stake in a club, which for certain supporters might be a welcome relief. It's likely good news for the EFL. The tension between them and the Premier League over a fair financial deal has been increasing in recent years. As it stands, talks have broken down. The Premier League backed out of recent negotiations, but the regulator will have the power to force through a deal, meaning more money for clubs lower down the pyramid. Now, this might sound simple, but in reality there's concerns this will open a legal can of worms, which could result in messy court cases involving the Premier League and the regulator. Now, that might all sound great, but do we really need it? Some say the downfall of Reading and Bury is an exception, not the rule. So as a whole, the most successful footballing pyramid in world football doesn't need regulation. They say it scares investors who can help grow the game. If those investors go elsewhere, well, the Premier League may no longer be the destination for the best players in the world.
Graham says, Max for FIFA president anytime. He gets my vote every time. Will says, I've got a Raul Jimenez sticker on the container I keep my oats in. Not a Wolves or a Fulham fan, not Mexican either, just felt right.
Okay,
Good, cheers, Will. This text says, does me seeing a fully moustached Franny Benali sticker on a lamppost count? Yeah, I think that counts, doesn't it? So, yeah.
Counts towards what? Just part of the...
Well, a sticker stuck to something that isn't a sticker album.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But, I mean, if you own the lamppost, that's better, but we'll still take it. Here we go. Mick says, I've just heard Max said he'd have open affair elections if he was head of FIFA. That's a shoe-in for the job with ideas like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, open affairs for all. I would encourage everyone...
Every footballer or every...
Every footballer and every member of FIFA staff, I would encourage to have an affair.
Okay, interesting. You might get in on
open
that.
affairs. Yeah, so you're right. Let's talk to a man who scored a hole in one.
Oh, yeah.
Hit a hole in one, not scored a hole. Hit a hole in one from 411 yards.
Oh, yeah.
The other day. His name is Matthew Vergers, if I pronounced that correctly. Matthew, have I pronounced your name correctly?
Hello, Matthew.
Absolutely butchered it, but
Vigers.
Vigers.
Matthew, my apologies. Well, come on then, talk us. I'm sure
you're going to be talking about it for the rest of your life.
I don't know how many.
Tell it again.
I don't know how many times, how well rehearsed you are with this story, but just take us from the moment you took the club out of the bag.
Yeah, so we was playing a scratch match at Great Bar, representing Droitwich Golf Club, and we got to the third hole. The lad I was playing with, he just said, aim at the oak tree on the left, a slight cut. So, like, for us, that's like a left-to-right shot. And a bit of wind, I must admit, off the left. A nice shot down the middle. We didn't actually see it go in. We knew it was going to be somewhere down near the green. But yeah, we get down there, can't find it. And a little look around the back of the green, in the bunkers. It was almost quite arrogant, I guess, but we looked in the hole to see if it was in there, and there it was, nestled in.
You have to have a little. You have to have a little look. There's always that moment when you have a little look, and then it was there. Amazing. What's your handicap, Matthew?
+1.
Oh, right. So you're a good golfer.
I was just say doesn't count if you're +1.
Less of a story.
When you see the ball, would you just burst out laughing? Like, what was your emotion?
Yeah, it kind of like froze, had 1, 2, 3 lucks, rolled it over to make sure it was my ball. And yeah, the lads were just looking at me and they just kind of laughed and then ran at each other. And big celebrations. Yeah, it was good.
That's amazing, isn't it?
What was the club?
Driver.
Oh, was it? So you drove it down the middle and then, wow.
That's so perfect. Is it quite hard then to, get yourself up for the tee shot on the fourth? Well, I don't know, what's the rest of the round like when you've just hit a hole in one on the third?
Yeah, well, the funny thing was the next hole was only like 320 yards, and the lad I was playing with, he said, "You just don't hit driver here." And of course, having a hole in one, you think you're a world beater, and I was soon brought back down to reality when I hit it miles right. But yeah.
But who cares? What a brilliant moment!
Exactly.
And like +1 is serious.
Exactly.
And how compared to the golfers we see on telly, right? You're obviously brilliant at golf. Like how close are you to being a pro? Are you a pro at +1, or what's the deal?
No, still amateur. Miles off being as good as a pro. These guys are just next level.
Yeah,
it's I'll describe it as a step up from, say, League. No disrespect to League 2 football, but League 2 to Premier League. I'd say that's the gap.
Is it a fun handicap to have +1, or do you constantly get beaten by sort of people playing off 22 in Stableford competitions?
If there's anyone from my golf club listening, it's a sensitive topic, but yeah, sometimes it can be quite frustrating. Shooting good scores, but always losing in club competitions. But
I think there should be no handicaps in
any golf.
In any golf.
Okay.
Just if you lose, you lose. That's just part of it. When people say, "Oh, I beat you," you go, "No, you didn't beat me, did you?"
I know what you mean. I'm off 18. And if I don't want anyone to help. I don't want
any help.
Yeah, I take your point.
That's what I say.
Is any part of you tempted to just walk off, just say, I've completed it. The ball's in the hole. Maybe I'll take up something. I'll take up paddle like everyone else.
No, it's golf, isn't it? That's the thing with the game. You think you're getting better, you're going to get better, and you're going to do it again. And again, it just brings you back down to reality. And then you play rubbish again, and then you go again, try to rebuild yourself for the next one. But no, love golf.
Did you win the game?
Yeah. So won my match. The club, Droitwich as well. We got promoted. So yeah, it was a good day.
Oh right. So that's sorry. So this is like a league table. I mean, forgive me. I should maybe know about this. So I didn't realise amateur golf had competitions where you could get promoted into. What division are you in now?
So we've just been promoted to Division 3, the West Midlands Scratch League. So onwards and upwards. Let's keep pushing. And
also, you were 36 yards off the world record.
Wow.
Which is in Nebraska in 1965. But stuff was shorter then, wasn't it?
Yards. Hang on. Did you have to buy everyone, a Jeroboam of champagne? Or whatever?
How did that work? Are you insured for it? You can be insured for it.
You get straight in the car and just like, gotta go, lads.
Yeah, so, funny you say, I don't have insurance. So I did actually get a hole-in-one 4 weeks ago prior to this as well.
Whoa,
Which
less of a story now.
Hang on. So was this your second hole-in-one, or you've got about $1 million?
No, this is my second in the space of 4 weeks.
Wow,
so,
very good. And what was that? Was that on a par 3, or was that another hoying it down the middle?
No, that was a par 3, 191 yards. That was.
Okay, so actually, is it more fun when you actually see the ball go in? Like in terms of just the moment, clearly hitting one 400 yards is ridiculous, but like the emotion of seeing the ball all the way into the hole, is that of all your holes in one, what a question to ask, which is your favourite?
Well, actually, I didn't see that one go in either. It was the group in front of us. They were looking down on the green, so they actually saw it roll into the hole. And so at least we got to celebrate that one. It was kind of a frantic run around in a circle, loads of high fives, and that was difficult to come down from.
Known as a condor for under par.
2 in a month. That is unbelievable. We have to get 2 a month now for the rest of your career. Well, look, thank you for coming on, Matthew. Your next one.
Peaked.
No worries.
Next one, you have to see it go in. Thank you, Matthew Vigas there, amateur golfer. 2 holes in one in a month, and this
any holes in one?
No holes in one.
No holes in one here. My dad's got one.
Has he? Well done, you.
A 7 iron.
Well done,
Alan Baker. Well done, Alan Baker.
Well done, Alan.
Yeah. And my granddad had 2. Harry Knott. And my uncle Bob, who played for England, he had 14 holes in one.
Played for England?
Yeah.
Uncle Bob Baker?
Uncle Bob Knott played had some course records and had 14 holes in one.
Wow.
Very good golfer.
Andy says, in summer 1990, I lived in a huge South London squat. There were about 25 of us. We plastered our third-hand fridge in Italia 90 Panini stickers. I always remember Scalacci right next to the handle at eye level. Yeah. Stuck an 0304 Shaka Hislop Pompey sticker to the back of my dad's shed when I was a kid. It's still there, says Connor.
Yes.
Leeds fan. Keep those coming, please. 8:10:89 at Max Rushden. Dan Bardell's out in Salzburg for Villa PSG. We'll chat to him next.
I know Salah didn't play as much last season, but to not have Mo Salah, your talisman, like who's going to take that? No, Isak should, but he's right to call it there, Egan. His injury record is horrendous. If he gets injured again, touch what he doesn't, who's the striker? Gakpo, false 9.
Apparently they're in for Bacola. I like him. I think he's top player.
Do you think he's a £130 million player?
Well, if Elliot Anderson's 10, how much they pay for it?
110.
Morgan Rogers, your mate, has gone to
117.
117 million.
No,
like Bacola. Of course, PSG are going to say, well, he's 130 million. He won the Champions League, played in the World Cup.
But if you're Liverpool, is that exactly what you need off that left hand side?
Probably not. They need a replacement for Salah.
They need goals.
Yeah, they need goals.
Do you know what I mean? Barcola I agree. I love watching him. I feel like if I was a right back, I wouldn't sleep the night before playing against him. He's rapid. He's 6'2", wherever he is, long stride, quick, but he's not a finisher. The amount of times I've watched him and he's gone through one goal and he'll make the wrong pass and finishes are a bit wild and doesn't finish chances he should do. Liverpool need to be bringing in a winger who's going to get goals, because you can't rely on Isak. You can't. You should be able to. Wirtz isn't a goal scorer. You spent over 100 million for Wirtz, and he's not a goal scorer, mate.
It feels like it's a bit of a mess.
McAllister wasn't good last season. How's he going to come back after the World Cup? Szoboszlai is obviously a fantastic player. Gravenberch needed some help last season in that number 6 as well.
I just can't believe that Liverpool, we're saying, Champions League. Yeah, we'd take Champions League.
I agree. Their fans won't like it.
Paul says, I was collecting Mexico 86 stickers. First World Cup I got into age 7.
Oh, yeah.
My mum, thinking she was doing me a favour, bought home a pack of stickers from the newsagents. She unwittingly bought a packet of Football 86 stickers instead. Luckily for me, the one solitary packet of Football 86 stickers that was ever bought for me contained a Forest Shiny, the hologram one, yes.
Yeah.
As I didn't possess the requisite sticker book. It stuck proudly to my playroom door for the next 10 to 11 years before I left for uni, and they turned it into a dining room instead.
Oh, where's the sticker, Mum?
We have a World Cup Woody sticker from 66 stuck on the middle of our Monopoly board, says Lorraine.
Yes.
That is really good, isn't it? It's Max and Charlie here until 4. Let's talk to Dan Bardell out in Salzburg, Villa fan, out there for talkSPORT ahead of the Super Cup final. Hey, Dan, you okay?
Bad, Dan.
Hello, lad. You all right?
Yeah, not bad.
You on the sauce, Dan?
Oh, he's on it. He's smashed.
You know, I went a bit too hard last night, so I've had to take it a bit slower today. So I haven't had anything yet, but I'm sure as I get nearer to the ground, I'll start to enjoy myself.
You're in a lovely little garden there. What's the vibe? What are the vibes like?
Spirits up in Salzburg, Ellie?
Yeah, I think where I am at the moment, there's absolutely no Villa fans in sight, but generally Villa fans are quite buoyant. It's a kind of not something that we're used to every day, Super Cup final. So Villa fans are here and they want to enjoy themselves, but I think they're wary that this is a big test tonight. This is a full strength PSG against a Villa that's really undercooked at the moment going into this season in terms of waiting to do transfer business and getting their squad complete. Players coming back, of course, from the World Cup as well. So we know tonight is a huge ask. So I think whatever happens, I think Villa fans are just here to have a good time, and the result almost is secondary.
Yeah, I think that's fine, isn't it? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
Look, now we've won a trophy. I want to win. I want to win another one.
What are you laughing at, Charlie?
We're trying to do a big build-up to this game. It doesn't matter, does it, Dan? Dan's gone all the way to Salzburg, looking forward to the Villa's had a bleak.
Not lie to the audience. Everyone here is a football
fan.
Cold
summer for Villa, and this is a brief chink of light for them.
No, but Dan, look, we're all football fans.
I understand.
We know what games really matter and what games don't matter, and doesn't mean we don't want people to listen. We don't want you to have a great time, but it doesn't. This one doesn't matter.
Yeah, look, it's not as important as Istanbul was in the Europa League final at the end of May. That was absolutely everything, wasn't it? But it would be nice to build on that and win a trophy. I guess, Villa fans will look at it as in if we win, it'll be one of the best things in the world. If we lose, everyone will say, it's just like the Community Shield. No one really cares. That's how you are as football fans, isn't it? So we'll just go there and see what happens. Look, we're taking on the best side in Europe, a team that's won the Champions League 2 years running. They've got some unbelievable players, and we played them a few years ago and gave them a real close run in the Champions League. But this is a very different Villa now to what was there then, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah, and your sort of general vibes on the season. I think Tielemans going is a big blow, isn't it? Luca Digne was a key player for you. I think last season, as you tell me, he played no games. It feels like a important one. But he played today. Did he go to PSG? Am I making that up?
No, he's gone to PSG. $8.5 million, I think.
Yeah, he's in the squad. He's in the squad, so he'll probably figure at some point. You would think they would get him on for his second debut. But Villa have had the heart ripped out of the team. We knew there was going to have to be a rebuild of some sorts this summer. It's maybe gone a little bit further than I thought it would, but Rodgers has gone for absolutely massive money. Luca Digne's gone back to play in France, which is fine. He's been a great servant. Tielemans is the one that smarts a little bit because it feels like it was a little bit cheap when you look at the midfield market. Yeah. But we're going to have to do this at some point because Emery, by and large, has used all the players that were there when he arrived at the club. He's been very good at progressing those players and getting them playing to the absolute best of their ability. But they're all going to get old at the same time, so there was going to have to be a little bit of a restructure. So we've got a few younger players in. We're still targeting players who are in that 28 year of age bracket in the transfer market as well. So I think they're trying to mix it up a little bit. But there's no doubt in that the team that's going to go out there tonight won't be the team that ends the transfer window, and it won't be the strongest version of Villa because 3 big players as well are sat at home, not involved.
There was some talk of Martinez going as well, wasn't there? But I don't think he has yet.
No, he won't go unless something dramatically changes. Juventus wanted him. I think he was quite interested in going there, but Juventus don't want to pay the money that Villa want. They're almost expecting Villa to give him away just to get the salary off the book. So he won't go. He'll stay, which I'm all for because he's a phenomenal goalkeeper. And when you've lost the core of your team, I think then starting to mess around with your goalkeeper and your centre forward, I think that's when you start asking for trouble.
So what's a good season for you? What are you accepting? If we offered you 6th and you know,
sixth. You bite your hand off a sixth.
You bite your hand off a sixth.
No, I'd never bite your hand off a six because Villa have finished fourth under Unai Emery and a seventh thrown in there in half a season as well. So Villa Emery always gets us somewhere near at least where we need to be, and where we need to be at the end of the season coming up is we need to be in the Champions League again. Obviously, we had the Europa League that was a good route into the Champions League last season, but we won't have this route this time with the best will in the world. We're probably not going to win the Champions League. So 5 is absolutely massive for us, and the Villa fans will be greedy as well and say it would be lovely to win an FA Cup because we haven't won it since 1957. But I'm aware that this season, for the first time in a long time, the big six have spent some serious money. I think they're all pretty well placed to be the top six this season. So if Emery can get Villa on a shoestring budget above any of them and get us into the top 5, it will be a phenomenal achievement.
What does the afternoon hold? The rest of the afternoon? Are you going to work your way to the ground now?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and amble my way through, stop off a few times, maybe check out the local beer, see some old friends, and like I say, last night was absolutely unbelievable. Like Villa fans just took over an Irish bar. I was out till 3-4 a.m. just singing songs, having a great time. Like, it was an unbelievable night, one of my favourite nights as a Villa fan. So if we win tonight, I'll do exactly the same again. If we lose, I've got an early train, so I'll be going to bed and sulking.
I bet you're not. I bet you don't, because the game doesn't matter, as I've established. Going against what I meant to be saying out loud, it doesn't matter. You can still go out and have a great time. This is why, right? The third, fourth playoff was the most enjoyable game to watch. Not because it was just a silly game of football. It was not. It's a silly game of football.
It was fun.
But it was the only time you're watching England not feeling sick. Like, this is a final you could go to and not feel sick during it, Dan. That is like peak football.
True. Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? I mean, I'm looking forward to you having to do the inevitable read into the game tonight, pointing people to listen to a game that doesn't matter on talkSPORT this evening, Max.
I'll do it right now.
Do it now. Let's do it now.
Here we go.
There we go.
Live, exclusive. Is it exclusive? I don't know if it is. Live, UEFA Super Cup final, 2000 hours. Like a go-get-it.
20
PSG, 20 o'clock. PSG, the Parisians versus Villa, the villains. Presented by Adrian Durham, commentary from Joe Shannon, former Villa captain Andy Townsend. The OB producer is... Who's the OB producer?
Who's there? Who's there?
The OB producer.
What do you know that?
The OB producer is...
know that?
No
Who's
one's
out
there. Do you mean that? No one's ridiculous. OB producer is doing that.
Just me.
It's Dan Bardell, isn't it? The OB's always Dan Bardell. And then we have your song, The Road to Hell, and that would be how it happens. Obviously, watch it. I'll be watching it, of course. It's a football match. Just saying. You know.
I'll watch any football match. I watched Exeter v Plymouth on Monday night.
How did that go?
And that was awful.
Was it?
A terrible game.
Okay.
Plymouth scored. Plymouth didn't even let us have penalties at the end of it. Scored with a minute to go. But there we are.
Okay, that's all right. Hey, thanks, Dan. Have a
Dan.
good rest of afternoon.
Thank you.
Oh,
Cheers,
when you next booked on?
Oh, you're next in about half an hour, I think.
Yeah, about 45 minutes, I think, yeah.
Well, okay, cool. We'll chat to you then.
Do something between it. We should have told him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go and find the crystal, and then tell Drive about it. Dan Bardell there, who was out in Salzburg for talkSPORT, and listen to that, please, live on this excellent radio station. Hey, Charlie, I've had a nice time.
Had a lovely, lovely show, Max. Thank you. I'm back tomorrow with Paul and the birthday spread.
I love the birthday. How are you doing it?
Andy, I won last week.
Did you?
Andy, it's a kids' game in a waste of half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Andy and Jeff.
Am I still world ranking number 4?
Who's ahead of you? Is it Harry Hill?
Is Harry Hill ahead of me?
Harry Hill's in there somewhere.
Well, hang on. Paul is world number 1.
Yeah.
You're world number 2.
2, yeah.
Harry Hill.
Harry Hill's in there somewhere.
Just imagine the great Danny Taylor.
Only people. Danny,
of course.
love to Danny, and you. I think Danny's very good at it.
Well, of course he is. Listen, it's good to be top 5 of anything.
Exactly.
Even if only 5 people have ever played the game.
In the world.
Yeah. Bet Richard Osman's better than me.
Damn, I think he's played it.
Okay, fair
on talkSPORT.
On this one. Hey, thanks, Johnny. I had a lovely time.
Bye.
Do you know what? Hang on a second. I've singularly failed to say this show is brought to you in partnership with Toolstation. So can I just say, how many times are you meant to say it? Twice an hour?
I think you meant to say it a lot.
Toolstation, 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 Toolstation.
been watching Chelsea pre-season. I'm making a statement now. There is no reason why Chelsea cannot win this title. In fact, I'm going to say it. Chelsea win the title.
Oh!
Chelsea win the title. There is something about Chelsea. There is something about what we have got a cheat code. I'm not proud to say this, but we can go and win the title for a number of reasons. One, have you seen our front three? João Pedro, Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's at a rest. He's been absolutely flogged. João Pedro's had a rest. Our midfield, the recruitment at the back, looks like almost certainly we're going to be playing a three at the back with someone called Xabi Alonso that knows how to win a title. One game a week. We saw how beneficial that can be when Conte took over Chelsea. Went to three at the back. Chelsea win the title. History is going to repeat itself. No, I never go out on a limb and talk like this about Chelsea. I said Arsenal win the title for the last 3 seasons, and eventually they did. I'm going Chelsea. You Gooners, you should be fearful of Chelsea. Yes, you're favourites, and I get it. And you've got an unbelievable team, and you've proven why you're the title holders, because you deserve it. But I've got to tell you, there's a cheat code, and that cheat code is Chelsea playing 1 game a week, and we have a manager in Xabi Alonso who knows how to win a title. There are only 2 managers that can win this title, that have won a title in the past, and that's Xabi Alonso and Mikel Arteta. Liverpool, new manager. Andoni Iraola doesn't know how to win a title. Spurs, De Zerbi. What's De Zerbi won? What's he won?